to make a liar out of me. There you go. I gotta hit it 3 times just to get it to start. So go shit.
It's all right.
All right. Here we are at the EazyDpodcast, episode number 7. Right here with Benny Carter Martin, Anthony Hellum. Fellas, what's up, man? What's going on? What's happening?
Not much, man. I'm good.
I hear we got some breaking news this week. Some news broke this week.
You started with me already.
So yeah, you know what? And actually, on my notes, I didn't even have you there. But you know what? I had you over here, but now I'm gonna bump you up.
Go ahead.
All right. So our breaking news this week, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
New head coach of the Calipatra Hornets.
Yeah,
damn, dude, how'd this happen, Benny? You were under the radar because I never even heard talks. I usually hear stuff around the way, but this came out of the blue, man.
You know, I'm gonna be a little funny with this, but you know, like Lil Wayne said, real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I mean? No, but in all
here we go.
In all seriousness, it was one of those things that. One of my buddies, the AD at Central, Josh Wise, he had called me and asked me if I was interested in doing it. Yeah. And I said, you know, I don't know football, you know, I'm a ref and so on and so forth. He goes, okay, but here's the thing. They need a PE teacher as well. They also need a football coach. Yeah. So then I got in touch with the AD at Calipat, Ted Hughes. Yeah. Then he said, hey, I heard you wanted to be our football coach. And I said, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be determined based upon if I get a teaching job out there. If I get a PE job out there, then 100% I'll do it for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then they came through and gave me my emergency credentials on their end, and so now I'm just holding up my end of the bargain and then going out here to be the next football coach at Calipat.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome because I mean. I was looking up the record last year. You know, they had some struggles and stuff. You know what I mean? You know, it's not a humongous school. You know what I mean? But it's still, you know. So I know right away when you got the news, you're like, I know your mind was already working. Like, how am I going to turn this program around? What am I going to do here? Yeah. You know. So my question to you is like, what's like your first challenges that you think you're going to face?
Getting kids out. Yeah, and when I say that, I mean consistently. Yeah, like getting kids to want to be a part of the program, getting them to understand, like, you know, here's the biggest thing about Calipat, there's been so many head coaches within the last, 10, 12 years or whatever. Right. So a lot of these kids are like, well, we just got another new head coach. Right. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, well, you know what? Hey, we got a head coach. Like I want to go be a part of this. So they have to understand, once, and I know it's going to happen, you're going to get kids that their friends are going to be out there, and then they're going to tell them, hey, dude, like, this is fun. This is, I really enjoy this coach, blah, 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 if they do, whatever. But I'm assuming they are. Right. And, I want to be a part of this. And then, you're going to get more kids to come out and, hey, coach, is it cool if I come out? Like, what do you think if I try out? So on and so forth. And my hope is to get as many kids out as possible. Right. That's my goal, is to get as many kids out as possible, because if they're out there doing something constructive that keeps them off the streets, that keeps them out of trouble, that accountability factor of knowing that if I get in trouble, I'm letting my team down, I'm letting my family down, I'm letting my coaches down, that whole thing that we all kind of went through in high school, or just playing ball in general, is you're letting more than just yourself down with a mistake. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing, is I just want to get kids out there and get them to understand who I am. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
And have you started meeting with any of the athletes yet?
Funny story. I met with them last Friday, so a week ago today. I met them for about 30 minutes or so, and dead period hits. So.
Oh man, you're right.
So we're currently in dead period.
You're in dead period right now, or is that next week?
No, it's 2 weeks. So it was this week and then next week. So I can't start. We technically cannot hit the field or do anything with them until August 1st.
Is that a CIF thing? Is that now? What about is that in college sports as well? As far as like JUCO,
they have a dead time as well.
Yeah, but is it a 2 week dead time or is it a 1 week?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah,
hell, it was so long ago. I played junior college. It's been even longer for him. He ancient, but.
That's a real deal.
Oh, we'll get into that. What about coaching staff? Well, you got a coaching staff?
I do. You know what? I just finalized it yesterday, which I'm proud to announce. Yeah. So on my coaching staff, I thanks to my good friend Anthony Hellum here, he kind of, plugged me with a couple of guys, and I went out and got Tadeo Campbell. I got Nigel Rabb, Christian Perez, which is a guy from Calipat. He played there a couple years ago, graduated in 2020, and then CJ Perez, who is he's the baseball coach out there at Calipat right now for the varsity team. So he's going to jump over and help me with the football.
So I'm not familiar with CJ Perez. He sounds familiar, but I don't. The other guys for sure. Mm-hmm. How old is CJ?
CJ's about 27, 28, something like that.
You know what I like about this? What you just told me is that this is all a young crew.
Oh yeah.
It's a young crew that is with the times of right now and understand the kids right now.
Correct.
What they're going through.
Correct.
So by you choosing, that type of crew, I think you're onto something right there, because now the kids can actually relate. To the coaches, and the coaches can relate to the kids.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's way before my time. These guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's a good strategy. Is this something that you thought about, or it came organically? I was just
getting ready to say that. So like even with baseball, right? When I got the head coaching job at Hopeville, my thing was we all had to get an opportunity to start somewhere.
Right.
Right. So if I have a friend, or if I know of somebody who wants to coach or is thinking about coaching but just hasn't had that opportunity yet, and God has given me the tools to provide for them, to be like, hey, I have a place for you to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know what it was like being that 21, 22-year-old guy being like, look, I want to prove myself.
Right.
I just have to get an opportunity. Luckily for me, my dad was a coach, so that's how I got in.
Yeah.
And then, obviously raised through the ranks, whatever. Now I have my own programs and things of that nature. So it's my turn, and I feel like it's my duty.
Yeah.
To give these younger guys an opportunity to go out there and take their lumps.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I mean, it's not going to be all roses and sunshine.
Right.
It's going to be some dark days. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want them to understand that somebody has to give you an opportunity, because the biggest thing that I hate the most, and this is just in life in general, is when somebody says you don't have enough experience.
Right.
How are you supposed to get experience if nobody ever gives you a chance?
Exactly.
How?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is one of my biggest pet peeves, especially with a job application or anything of that nature. It's like, think about what you just said.
Yeah.
You're telling me that I don't have enough experience as a teacher, but yet I'm applying to be a teacher and nobody's hiring me.
Yeah.
How do I get experience in the classroom? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. It's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, to answer your question directly, was it a strategy? Kind of,
but more organic.
It was honestly more organic. Yeah, and honestly, all these guys, they've been wanting to coach, and you just had Nigel on here a couple weeks ago or whatever, and
I got really good vibes from him when I was sitting here talking with him.
He's solid.
He's a solid dude. And I told him after the podcast, I said, you know what? Next time I'll get you on, I want to hear more from you. I want to hear your story.
Definitely.
Because it was about Bubba's that day.
Of course.
But after I spoke with him, I was like, I even told my wife, I go, I like him, man. I go, there's something really, really cool about this kid.
He's a really good dude. I've known Nigel since, I'm gonna show my age a little bit, but he was the same age as my little brother AJ. Him and AJ were, thick as thieves, always attached at the hip. They were the, annoying little brothers that come in and be like, just poke during the summer, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, dude, get away from me. Like, but at the same time, now that they're grown up and they're, I see them becoming men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is dope. This is dope.
So at Calipat, do they have all three divisions over there? Freshman, sophomore, varsity? Or is it lumped up into two? How's that work over there?
Well, this year we might only have one. I'll be honest
straight
with
up
you.
varsity?
Yeah,
Okay.
we might only have one. And
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no. And truthfully, and not because we can't, have a JV and a varsity or a freshman. It's because of the time frame.
Yeah.
There's a time frame that our first game is August 19th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do the math.
Oh,
I
wow.
start August 1st.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks.
My first game is August 19th.
Holy
So
smoke.
I have you know, and that first week we can't put pads on, we can't do any of that because you have to have a certain amount of hours, you know, of conditioning and things of that nature, getting their bodies acclimated to, you know, to the sport. And that, I think it's like 10 hours. So I had to go 10 hours with them without contact.
Damn, you got thrown into the fire quick.
So and you know, I like it though.
Yeah, I can tell.
I love the challenge.
I can tell you're up for the challenge, and I see that you're not sweating it at all.
Nope, not at all. Because you know what, I'm the type of person. I was like that as a player too. Like, I love when you tell me I can't. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, oh, you can't do that.
Okay. No, that's what I try to tell my boys. Like, all of a sudden, man, don't, somebody tells you that, man, prove them wrong. That's it. I go, that's the most satisfying thing you can do is prove somebody wrong.
And you get to look at somebody and go, told you so. Yeah. You know, like I was watching the Derek Jeter documentary, you know, The Captain, that's on ESPN right now. And he said the same thing. He goes, everybody that told me I couldn't, I had their names written down. And every person that told me I couldn't, when I made it, I looked at him and said, told you. Yeah. He said, I would go find them. Told you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's like, I want to look you in your face and tell you I made it. Yeah, you know? And that's just me. And like, I don't care. I want to make it, and I am gonna make it. Yeah. So
like with that mindset, Benny, that you got, give me a little bit of where you think that comes from, because I know, because I knew your grandfather for a little bit. Like I knew who he was. I said hi. Correct. You know, every now and then. You know, Lefty Martin. You know, What was his advice? You know, may you rest in peace. You know, he passed. Yeah. But what, did he ever give you advice and pull you aside? And you know, because I'm sure he did that with his older boys, with your dad.
Yeah.
He did it with the whole community.
I was about to say, he did that with everybody. Anybody that had an ear, he was gonna talk it off. He gonna spit it to you. Yeah, he gonna talk it off. But and the difference was, I mean, like you guys could be like, oh, you know, hey, I got somewhere to go. I gotta go, and then take off. No, he would. I'm stuck there listening, you know. Yeah. But now looking back at it, I'm thankful for it, right? You know, because a lot of it now, and it's crazy because I hear a lot of the things that he told me. Yeah, I hear myself saying. Yeah, you know what I mean, like not giving up, and you know, like you know the importance of team and understanding that, hey, if I fall, he falls with me. If I don't do my job, that makes his job harder, and you know, so on and so forth. Like he was real big, you know, he was a military guy, so he was real big on you know, if you don't do your job, that next man, he just got killed.
100%. Yeah,
he just lost his life because you lost focus. Yeah, you know, and you know, as a 12, 13-year-old kid, you're like, what? Yeah. What are you talking about? He's still alive.
Yeah. He told me that one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But he told me that you know, but as you get older and you start to understand what he means, he's using that as an analogy of, hey, you lose focus, now everything else is done. Everything else goes to shit. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. He definitely gave me a lot of tools, a lot of it I can't really describe it, truthfully. Yeah. A lot of it's just ingrained in me. Yeah. You know, blood. Yeah, I was about to say, because a lot of people, they tell me that I'm the one that resembles him the most. I'm the one that sounds like him the most. Yeah. You know, I'm the one that looks like him. I'm like, I guess.
I got a video of being looking just like him. Yeah. A couple weeks ago, it was scary.
Yeah. Well, scary. When I was trying to find some photos of you so I could put when I announced the podcast, definitely, I saw pictures of your grandpa. And I was like, man, Benny looks just like his grandfather. Like, wow. Like, I was blown away. I was like, all right. Yeah.
I'm blessed. If I get to look like, man, if I could be half the man that dude was, man, I'm good.
I feel like that about my grandfather, man. I tell my sons about my grandfather. He was a hardworking dude. He was an immigrant. Worked his butt off and stuff, you know. You know, he had a big family, typical, you know, immigrant, you know, Mexican, you know, they had big families back then, you know, and he busted his butt, you know, and he tried to pass on whatever he could to his sons and his daughters and all that, and you know, and up to a point, you know, you can only do so much, and then they got to make their own decisions. Correct. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like you've been on the right path, man, since day one. You know what I mean?
Oh, it ain't been since day one. There's been a few detours. Oh, in there, you know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta bump your head a few times before you get some sense knocked into you.
Like in Spanish, we say it's la vida. You know, that's life.
That's life.
You know what I'm
100%. You know, but I do have to mention my other grandfather, who was also a military guy, Benny Carter. He when him and Papo got together, I call him Pops is Benny Carter, Papo is Lefty. So Pops and Papo, when they got together, one was in the Marines, the other one was in the Army. So they start going at it, and they get to fighting and bickering, and I'm like, hey, y'all understand y'all at my graduation. What are we doing here, you know? But at the same time, like, both of them, like, it was real structured with them. It was, you got to be there. If you're on time, you're late. You got to be there early. You know, things of that nature. You know, always. You know, you never know somebody's first impression of you. You know, you have to work 10 times as hard, you know, and they both being raised by two black men, you know, and of course my dad or whatever, but, you know, truthfully, what did I say that?
Yeah, you said that a little rough, man.
Okay, I mean, obviously, I was raised by my father. Yes. I'm talking about the extra black men in my family. Okay, sorry, Dad. Where's the camera? Where's my solo?
You're right there.
Sorry, Dad. I love you,
man.
Okay, jeez, people.
I got you. I don't worry about that, man.
Ed's always keeping everybody on their toes.
And over here trying to instigate some stuff.
He's trying to get us going at it in the gym. Man, give me flowers, man.
Hey, you know, I haven't got to him yet.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the grandfathers.
That's actually where I was going. I was going next.
I'm talking about the grandfathers, but, you know, in all honesty, both of them, they were real structured. They were real military. You know what I mean? It was just everything was on point. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. No, sir. You know, things of that nature. One of those things where I still remember days where they be talking and I'm sitting over there in the chair for 2, 3, 4 hours just. You know, back in those days, you couldn't say anything. You couldn't say a word.
No,
you couldn't be like, "Are we leaving? I'm tired. I'm hungry." And they both look at you like this. Now you're gonna sit there even longer. You know what I mean? You're like, they gonna find something else to talk about. I'm like, so the best thing to do is just to be quiet and you know, and I'll be honest with you, I learned a lot from just sitting there listening. If you just sit and listen, and that's if there's a message that I could ever send out to this generation now, is you learn more with your mouth closed. You just stop talking and always having a comeback or something to say just be quiet and listen. You will learn a hell of a lot more that way. So I mean, I had to give both of my grandfathers their flowers. So go ahead and ask your question about my dad, so I can give him his flowers. So I don't get them. Please.
So because you know, I know your dad a little bit too, and he seems to me to be a very no nonsense kind of dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's very, like, you know what I mean? He don't you know, I'm sure he got his
That's a nice way of putting it.
His humorous side, but when I see him out there when he's refereeing, you know, he's like, it's like another walk in the park for him. No nonsense out there. You know what I mean?
Same way on the field though. You don't play either.
No, I know.
Man, I mess with you all the time. I be joking.
Yeah, but no, y'all gotta do flags while you just.
Because you don't know when to shut up.
So what was your dad's reaction when you got the head coaching when you called him, like, you know, and told him, "Hey, Pops, check it out."
Oh, that's cold. Ooh, yeah. You got to get your solo camera now. No, I'm just playing. In all honesty, man, it was, you know, my dad's, how do I say this? My dad's very loving with no emotion. If that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
To every man out there in the world, they're probably like, I got that.
Right.
You know, but to try to go deeper into that is like, he cares, but he's doesn't want me to get complacent.
Poker face.
So everything is, all right, good job. Cool. All right, what you gonna do with it now? What you gonna do next? What's the next move? You know, I'm like, Dad, could I enjoy this move first? Like, let me enjoy this victory. He's like, nah.
Time to get to work.
You can't. He's like, now it's time to dig in. Now what you gonna do? You already thinking about this? You think about that? What you gonna do with this? How you gonna move that? And I'm like, Dad, I just said yes 5 minutes ago, you know, and in all honesty, he was the first person I called, you know, and just so happened that, you know, he was in the car with, you know, my stepmom, which I call Madre, so if you hear me refer to Madre, that's what I'm talking about. So, and my sister, they were on their way to Fresno or whatever, so I called and, you know, I told him about it, and like I couldn't hold it back anymore. Like, the fact that I had a job, it wasn't necessarily the coaching part of it. It was the fact that I get to start my career.
Yeah.
Like the thing that I've been going to school for, I've been working so hard at, and you know, trying so hard, so many different schools I've applied to, you know, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But I've applied so many places, and I finally got one. And just the fact that somebody took a chance on me, like, I couldn't hold it back anymore. I was emotional. And, like, you know, they were kind of like, oh, like he's, you know, he's laughing. And then he's like, my dad's like, no, he's crying.
Wow.
Like, he's crying. Like, it just, like,
this was something you wanted so bad, and you're working so hard for it, and now you're starting to see a little bit of the payoff, just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could understand what you were feeling.
It was like a relief cry.
Yeah.
Like, man, you know, like that. All right. And then, you know, that lasted for all of, you know, 30 seconds, and it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now what? How am I going to make this work now?
Right.
You know, I'm already thinking August 1st. I'm like, how am I going to make this work now?
Yeah.
You know, so that to me, that's my biggest thing is I don't like disorganization.
Yeah.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves is when you look at a team, and we've all been there, where you see a football team hit the field and they're disorganized, not knowing how to line up, not knowing what's this, not knowing that, and the coach is like, oh, timeout. And I'm like, you just burned it 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
You burning the timeout already?
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be happening.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, how could I get these kids to the point where game 1 on August 19th, we're at least gonna get out there and line up right.
Yeah.
And not only line up right, we're gonna execute, you know, these plays. We may not execute them to the extent of which I want to, right? By the time we play Hopeville at the end of the year. But, you know, I really want them to understand that it's a process.
Yeah.
This is a process. This is something that's gonna take, you know, it's not going to happen in week 1.
No.
It's probably not going to happen week 2. Week 3, you're going to start to catch it. Yeah. And then it's just a rolling pin from there. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I was just thinking when you were telling me about your dad, I could almost guarantee you, Benny, that when you guys hung up, like inside, your dad probably had the biggest joy in his heart for you.
Probably.
I bet you he did.
Yeah.
I bet you, you know, and the only other person could probably, you know, even attest to this is probably his wife because she's sitting there next to him. But she probably saw something and your dad was like, oh, man, you happy, aren't you? You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
I will never know that.
He was happy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
He was happy, trust me.
Yeah. See, Ed will probably know as well.
Oh, I know. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I know, but I ain't, I mean.
Yeah. No. I got
him and him. You know
but I can just imagine that when he hung up that phone, because I know how I would be.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I know anytime Danny calls me and tells me some good news, but I get happy.
Of course.
Something like that, you know, it's like, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Wow, Benny.
I mean.
So let me backtrack just a tinge. So high school, or let me go back further than that. Youth sports.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What was your favorite sport coming up?
Ironically, it was football.
Yeah, because I know your family is more like a baseball family, right?
Baseball was because I'm the oldest one, so like for me, baseball was a given, and I don't say that like they forced me to play. Like it was just like that was where I seen my grandfather. That was where I seen my dad. That was where I seen my uncles. Yeah. So I was like, I'm playing baseball regardless.
Yeah.
Baseball's happening.
Yeah.
But football was where I was like, I get to wait a minute. I get to hit people.
Yeah.
And they like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I love this. Let's go.
What position did you play coming up?
Ooh, let's see. Where did I start? I started off as a lineman.
Yeah.
Because I was always because back then, Pop Warner had the whole weight limit and all this other stuff. So I was always a
older lighter.
No, I was a
younger heavy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, he's a younger heavy.
I got to play up there so big.
100%. So I was playing with guys that were. Let's see.
A couple grades over him.
Yeah, like I mean, I still remember. I want to say like in 5th or 6th grade, and I'm playing on the midget team already. And I'm playing against guys like, you know, Mike Garcia, Joseph Marin, Sam Rabb, Aaron, you know, like Garcia, all these guys like that. I'm looking when I get to high school, they're
going
juniors,
out.
seniors, you know what I mean? And I'm like, whew. Like,
wow.
And then But I will say this, because during that time period, you know, I was like, man, like I'm so scared. You know, I'm playing with all these big guys, whatever. And see, times were a little different back then. So I'm gonna tell you how times were different, right? Because I remember a certain practice where I had to go to in full pads and return kicks for people as they ran down and said, hey, coach, he live? I want y'all to figure out who I'm imitating right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm sitting there like, and I'm looking at him like, I'm not live, right? I'm not live, am I? Yeah. I'm live. Hey, his words exactly. He could attest. Don't get hit.
Wow.
I said, what? He goes, don't get hit.
Yeah. Benny was named at the varsity at probably 10 years old. He's my ball boy. So he was around.
Oh, yeah.
He was around.
Yeah.
He was around. Yeah.
All the time. Hey, don't make yourself sound too old now, man.
No, yeah. My age, man. Hey, I'm living life, baby.
Dead serious. Like, I mean, so growing up, I mean, I was the ball boy, you know, at Central or whatever, because my dad was coaching. Yeah. So, I mean, him, my uncle, you know, Tyshawn Rogers, you know.
He was around.
Deontay. Yeah, I was around all of them.
Yeah.
I seen them all, right? And I'm running up and down the side. I remember he breaks a run one time, and I'm sprinting down the sideline, you know, trying to keep up with him. And everybody like, who the hell is that little kid running with him? And I'm like, you see me on the VHS tape running with him. And I'm like, yeah, he gets to the end zone. I'm like, yeah, jumping up and down. And he's like, man, get the hell off. No, little kid. You know what I mean? But that's where the love started to come from, right? So then by the time I get to the midgets or whatever, you know, I go through that whole thing. And then by the time I was old enough, like age-wise, to be on the midgets, I had to drop, I want to say it was 40 pounds in 2 weeks or something.
Tell them about their story, though, man.
Man, you really gonna make me tell the story.
Tell the story.
All right. So I had to drop 40 pounds in 2 weeks.
A whole different era.
Yeah. And so my dad legitimately asked me, him and my mom, they sat me down and they go, do you really want to play football? Hell yeah. Okay, well, you know you got to drop like 40 pounds, and you have like 2 weeks to do it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I better get started then, right? So I'm literally during the summer, they're out there doing practice. I'm literally like running around Starkfield with trash bags on, you know. I'm sucking on Skittles and spitting and eating tangerines, you know, to try to burn the fat inside. And I mean, like game week. So I'll give you the game week. Like I would eat Sunday night, and then I wouldn't eat Monday through Friday. I wouldn't eat dinner.
And then have to go to practice and all that.
Yeah, I would. And at practice, I'm still running to keep the weight off, right?
Yeah.
So I would eat maybe like lunch or something, but it's not a huge lunch. It's like a sandwich.
Just to put something in your stomach.
Right. Exactly, right? So I don't pass out.
Yeah.
So I do that Monday through Friday. Saturday, like Friday after lunch, I literally don't touch anything.
Wow.
Don't touch anything. So come Saturday morning for weigh-ins, of course, I have to weigh in pretty much butt naked.
Right.
So I get on the scale as soon as okay, he's clear, good, boom. My mom, every Saturday, she had a big-ass burrito waiting for me, dog. And I'm sitting there before the game, they out there doing warm-ups. So I'm like, oh, I'm warm. But I'm eating. I'm grubbing, you know what I mean?
But then come Monday morning, you have to start all over again.
It's cold-blooded.
Yeah, because they only give you 1 pound a week, right, back then?
Yeah. Like it was crazy, man. So that was a time period that kind of unknowingly shaped my life. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward a little bit after I get done with, you know, my last year at Pop Warner, and we get to freshman year football. You know, my dad's our coach, and him, Coach Lopez, and Coach Shane were out there, and I'm like, yeah, man, like, I gotta start running again. So I gotta get in shape.
Yeah.
My dad said, you know, you ain't got no weight limit here, right? I was like, wait, what? He goes, no, this is big boy football now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no weight limits.
Yeah.
I said, so you telling me I can be this size and still? It's a wrap now. Hey, it's a wrap. You getting all of this now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, and again, after growing up watching these guys, playing with them, returning kicks, returning punts, you know, all of those little skills growing up, having to play with older guys as a young kid. When I got to freshman year, I mean, I'm not trying to brag or boast or nothing, but it was like.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I'm like, man,
ain't nothing new.
These little kids, man.
Yeah,
like what are y'all doing?
Right,
like y'all acting like this is hard. This ain't hard.
Yeah,
like the games is easy.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? The practices were hard.
Yes,
practices were hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. My dad, Coach Lopez and Coach Shane made sure practices were hard.
No,
but
I remember.
Come game time,
that's
light work.
Yeah,
that's light work.
Gene don't give out water.
No, he didn't.
He don't believe in water.
He didn't.
Really?
No.
Water for the week.
Is that right?
Water for the week.
Wow.
Hey, I guarantee you could ask all 4 of his kids right now, and I guarantee you all of us had that quote stuck in our head.
I'm going to remember that when we're filming and we're playing games and your dad and can I get some water? I'm going to yell water for the week.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to get him.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, he don't get water.
He don't. He does not get water at all.
Dang, that's no nonsense.
Freshman year comes and, we're playing or whatever, and I'm doing pretty well on the freshman team, and just so happens the starting running back gets hurt. Javi Vasquez was a starting running back on varsity, and he got hurt, and they were like, hey, we're going to bring you up for the Bell game.
Heck yeah.
Huh? I mean, I'm going to be honest. Central wasn't really good at that point in time, so I'm like, hey man, like I'm cool. I'm gonna just watch, because I was still in the band at the time too. So freshmen,
you did the band
back
too.
Then, back then, freshmen were allowed in band.
Yeah.
So I never took PE, like actual PE classes in high school.
Yeah.
Because I was in band, and then after that, I was in every sport possible. You know what I mean? So never took PE. So I was in band, and I had to go up to Miss Baker and be like, hey, Miss Baker, they're kind of moving me up for the Bell game Friday, and it was at home, so I was like, oh man, okay. She goes, well, go ahead, whatever, she said what she said, and I was like, all right, whatever.
What instrument did you play?
I was in the percussion section, so I was a drummer.
Nice.
I mean,
that's the
coming in, I had to hold the cymbals. So if you ever go to a Central game and you see those guys standing up there holding the cymbals while those drummers are up there rocking out and missing and hit, I was that guy. Holding the cymbals like this. It was painful.
Yeah, I bet.
Or like when you do the shuffle and you have to spin the cymbal around you had like the circle mark right here from where it would cut you on the edge, or like how you chip it and then it cuts you. Yeah, man, it was. People think band is easy. Band, hey, if you ever watch Drumline, that's some real shit.
Really?
It's real. Like how they be making them run up the steps with they drum over their
Really?
head. That's real.
Now you're gonna make me watch that movie, because I've seen it, but it never appealed to me. But now I'm gonna watch it just for that.
I still remember it real quick. I was in band and we were standing at attention on the baseball field, in the outfield, right field.
Yeah.
And the sprinklers turned on. Right? And it hit me in a place where I'm not gonna point at, but we all know as men what place I'm talking about. So, and they're like, you better not move. Man, I was like, you come over here and get hit by this thing. I'm cool. But man, I had to do my little punishment, and I had to sit out and do some running and stuff like that. But I was like, man, you crazy. I'm not finna sit here and get hit by because I'm literally like, from me to hit from the thing, so I'm not getting the that part. I'm getting that part of it. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool.
Band is real.
Yeah.
Band is no joke.
Hey, band is real.
Right now, everybody that's hearing this, all the band people, they're gonna hear it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? They're like, hell yeah, about time.
Hey, I give my band people credit, man. I know how hard it is to go out there and then be on step and all that other stuff. That's a whole different story.
They're pretty in sync around there.
But so fast forward freshman year Bell game. I'm on the sideline. I'm thinking, ain't no way hell I'm getting in this game.
Yeah.
I'm chill.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah.
This is what people look like. I mean, just yellow over there, blue over here. I'm just like, whoa, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then somebody get hurt.
Oh damn.
And ironically, and this is why I say God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I ever had to do when I went into a varsity game as a freshman was return kicks, like I had to do with them.
Wow.
And I had that same feeling of, oh man, like,
don't get hit.
Like these dudes are big. Like these dudes are huge, right? So I mean, but you go from freshman football where they're barely, I mean, they're kicking it and it's like bouncing to you like 18 times, right? To varsity where he kick it and that damn thing look like it's a speck in the sky, and you like, oh, there it is, found it, and you look,
there you come,
hey, come on down, you stop, come down, you stop, you know, like they're coming, right? And I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget it. All I said was just don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball, because we had a rule: you put the ball on the ground, you out. Right? And that was a rule that I learned from these dudes growing up. You put the ball on the ground, you got to sit down. Right? So I said, don't drop it. I caught it, and I remember I made the first dude miss. And then after that, I just remember getting up and looking out of the side of my helmet and my ear hole. I was just like, whoa. And of course, you know, I get up. I'm a fiery dude. I get up. I'm talking shit. And, you know, I'll never forget it. James Haley was the white hat. He was like, hey, you want to get kicked out of this game? And I was like, but I ain't going to let nobody just talk to me like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I had a couple of moments in that game. I think the biggest one was when I ran down, and forgive me, Zay, I'm sorry, but when I had an angle and I caught Zay before he scored a touchdown. That was a big one. Like going back to the sideline and hearing Bishop just go off on him because I was a freshman and he got caught by a freshman. And, oh, you're supposed to be this superstar and whatever else he said to him. And I was just like, I'm looking over at the sideline like, I'm that freshman.
That's
you know?
right. That's a notch in your belt.
Yeah, right. And then I look in front of me and I got Mikey Muhammad and I'm like, dude, don't throw the ball this way. Like, they have me playing corner. I'm like, dude, don't throw the ball this way, please. You know. And then again, you know, going to sophomore year, I ended up I was a fullback / running back. I don't know what the hell it was. But I ran the ball. You know, tilt. And it wasn't even tilt yet. Bird wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
It was still Sturgeon. We were actually running the swinging gate, sir.
I remember.
We were running the swinging gate. But so sophomore year, you know, I had an all right year, whatever. But then I just remember that Bell game. It was like my first time playing in Brawley, like on the actual high school field, like just like you know, under the lights, that kind of thing. And that game, like my moment in that game was I had a pick against Justin Baeza, and I was just like, oh, because I was playing free safety. So this should tell you what size I was. Right? And then going into junior year, Coach Bird had came back, and when he came back, he was like, oh, we need to get in the weight room. I was like, oh, what's that? And then I you know, truthfully, I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with it. Like just going, like I was naturally strong. You know what I mean? I was just naturally strong, but going in there and just lifting, and I'm lifting with linemen. I'm not lifting with running backs. I'm over here lifting with linemen, you know, and I'm, you know, outlifting them in some aspects. You know what I mean? I still remember when I squatted 500 pounds, like like there was a few linemen that were like, there's no way a running back's supposed to lift more than us. Sorry, Big Pete, I had to shout you out right there. You know what I mean? Like he was like furious, you know, and we're all brothers, we're all competitive, you know what I mean? It wasn't no hater type stuff. It was just like how, like why, like what are we not doing to be lifting what he's lifting? And
genetics.
I'm like, I was like, hey,
that's it.
I'm genetics, like, hey, I don't know, but you know, so, and I didn't even know it. My brother is actually the one that pointed it out to me. We went in the weight room. I was subbing at Central this past year, and he goes, you know, your name's still on the board, right? From like 06. I was like, I had no idea, but you know, and it was just one of those things where it was like, it was a proud moment, but it was just like, at some point in time, you got to grow up, and I was just like, dude, like, okay, cool, we're still up there. Like, I want somebody to break it, you know, like I want somebody to break it already, you know, but so I mean, high school was the most amazing time I've ever had playing football.
Those are somewhat. Some people say the best years is high school. Man.
Oh man, it was super awesome. High school was it was definitely, it was one of those things where you grow up, you know, there was no option. You know, you were gonna you're gonna go to Washington. You're gonna go to Desert Garden. You're gonna go to De Anza. You're gonna go to Desert Garden. You're gonna go to Wilson. You're gonna go to Central. Here you go. Figure it out. You know, and then you know that was like my my lifetime dream, especially growing up seeing these guys, during a Bell game, and my uncle and all these other people who are playing like big games and Bell games and CIF games and things of that nature. I was like, I want to do that.
Right.
Wow.
Like, I want to be that dude that everybody's like, oh, he that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was just like that extra motivation. And, I feel like I feel like senior year I kind of got to that level a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think I've ever necessarily fulfilled it, but I think I got there a little bit.
So after high school, did you go to college? Did you go play in college?
I did.
You did?
I did. I played at Arizona Western.
Okay.
I played football there. It was
another level, huh?
Hey, well, yeah. That's a very polite way of putting it. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, it was a different level.
Well, Benny got there. Arizona Western was competing for the championship for junior college, so he didn't get there at the time where A-Dub was down.
Yeah, no,
they were up skyrocket.
Yes, they were. So it was. They were literally competing for national championships
every year.
Really? Yeah.
So,
like junior college national championships. So the year, because I only played one football season there, and then I made a goofy life decision and said, you know what, I'm going to go play baseball because I feel like there's more longevity and I love it more and all this other stuff. But anyways, so I made that decision, and the year that I made that decision, they won back-to-back national championships the next 2 years. So I would have at least had one national championship ring.
Wow.
At least one. But then again, I was a fullback coming out of high school. So when I got to Arizona Western, the fullbacks were becoming extinct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they were becoming non-existent, where it was like you could be the up back on the punt team. I was like, cool.
What was that? Because why? Because the game was evolving.
Yeah, they started
and spray came out.
More.
When the spray came out, there was no more eye formation and nothing like that. It was all just it was pass based. It was 80% pass, 20% run. So well, Benny should have. Benny was a tackle. Yeah. Benny should have been a DT, and Benny would have ended up probably going to a 4-year university. But that's live and learn. That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
Wow.
I played D tackle in high school as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but and I'll be honest, when I got like again, like you said, when I got to Arizona Western, I'm playing with guys that are from I'll never Miles Wade, Texas Tech. This dude's benching 650 pounds.
Holy smoke!
And he's a defensive tackle.
Right.
Wow.
And he's not like short or so, like this dude is. I'm like, dude, you're 6'2", like 290, and you want me to play with him?
Yeah.
Like, and then when I went to the other side of the ball, I was like, wait, you want me to run? He gonna reach out and grab, like, But then I realized, because Jason Weaver was another guy that we played against. He was an offensive tackle for us at Arizona Western. He ended up playing in the NFL for a couple different teams, but he kind of made me realize this is real man football now. Yeah. Because I was playing D end or whatever, so I'm thinking, oh man, I'm just going. It's high school. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm bull rushing this dude. This dude, man, literally hit me with one arm like this. Boo. Yeah. Boo. Man, get out of here. So I was like, I'm gonna try to get in. Yeah. This man picked me up by my shoulders, not like grab. He picked me up like this.
Wow.
And sat me down and was like, sorry, little man. Hey, dog. Gonna be too much more of that, man. Hey, when you seeing dudes, like we had a dude out there, Fatu. He was, 6'7", 6'8", about 300 and something pounds, running like a 4'5", 4'6". I'm like Samoan dudes, just, and I'm like, how do you want me to play with these guys? Yeah. If there was a position for me to play, I understand. But there's no way in hell I'm playing D tackle with all these guys. I can't compete with these guys. And fullback, there's no fullback. And our running backs, they're running 4.2s, 4.3s. You're like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna compete with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things where I said, you know what, man? I'm going to go do something I know I can do. Yeah. I'm going to go play baseball. Yeah. So.
No, and you know what? I think you probably did the right decision, man, because you never know, Benny. You never know. If you would have stuck out, who knows what could have happened.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? An injury, who knows? Who knows what could have been? And it could have change your trajectory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your path, because I believe that everybody has a path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm a firm believer in things happen for a reason.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
I think when you did that decision, you came to that realization, like, you know what? I'm going to have to take this route. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I think, I mean, look at you now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've gained, like, back to what you were saying about how you supposed to get experience if you're not going to get the shot
one time.
You know what I'm saying? But what a lot of people don't realize is that you got experience. You have life experience, and that's something that doesn't get taught. And behind
you gotta
the desk.
earn that.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The life experience is just, in certain circumstances, would be just as good as any type of degrry out there.
100%.
Because you gain real life.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to go through a struggle, have to work really hard for something, and all that. So man, like, I'm genuinely happy for you, man. Especially hearing your story right now.
I appreciate it.
What you've gone through, and when people see this, especially, I hope that your players, that they see this and they know, like, what Coach Benny is about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna see, like, damn, you know what, he's gone through some stuff that maybe some of those players are going through right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I really hope this does touch some of these guys and even get them more excited about coming out, because you never know, man. I mean, you could end up having a squad. You know what I'm saying? And and turn some heads.
Hey, we plan to.
So
that's right.
So let's fast forward real quick.
Yeah.
Refereeing, football refereeing. How'd you get into that?
My dad.
Your dad.
My dad. You know what? I'll be honest with you guys, man. There's not very much that goes on that my dad and I do not do together, which is really weird.
100%.
Yeah.
It was like, there was a point in time there when I was coaching at Central, there was a point in time where we literally seen each other more than we, seen anybody else. It was crazy. Like, it was, we see each other, during football season, because we're refereeing, and then during basketball season, he's refereeing basketball, but I'm coaching the winter ball team for baseball, and then he's coming out there and checking in and blah blah blah, and then next thing you know, it's baseball season, so now we're together literally all the time, and then all over again, here we go, so it's crazy, but so I got into it. He was a ref, and I was just I asked him. I said, "Oh, what do I got to do to get into it?"
Yeah,
he was like, "Come to a meeting."
Yeah, just like that.
I mean, anybody that knows my dad, that's it. Come to a meeting. Like, what else you want me to tell you?
Yeah, show up.
All right, cool.
Sound like
all right, cool. I had a little bit of practice, right.
But
so I go to a meeting and pay my dues and whatever, and I got into it, and it was. At first, it wasn't fun. I'll be honest. It wasn't fun because when I came in, there was a bunch of, I hate to use the term old heads, but, forgive me for not thinking of a better term right now. But, there was a bunch of older guys that were, the Stan Armstrong.
It was a couple names.
Stan Armstrong, Mike Anchondo, James Haley, John Rescher, guys like guys that had been doing it for a very, very long time. Gary Wyatt was another one. They had been doing it for a very, very long time, and their style of teaching it to you wasn't the nicest way. Wasn't the nicest way. Like, I still remember, I will never ever forget this a day in my life. The first flag I ever threw, we were at Central. I was doing I think it was like a freshman game or something. James Haley was the white hat. I threw a flag. I run over to him. I go, "Hey, I got a hold." "No, you don't."
Wow.
"Yeah, I do. I got a hold right there." He goes, "No, you don't. Go pick it up. Be a man. Wave it off." So I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, because I'm on Central sideline, so I pick the flag up and kind of just wave it in the air, and he goes, "Go to the 50, face the press box, wave that flag off, and be a man."
Oh, wow.
That was my first experience ever throwing a flag.
Wow.
And I was like,
bust you in.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? All right.
So
this is how we're gonna do this.
What do you think the message was right there when he did that?
No, that's what they got to do.
But the term when he said, like, be a man, What was to me, I feel like the message for me, I would have took it like, hey, you did the wrong call.
Yeah.
Go over there, show everybody. Hey, I'm waiting. What you think? I mean,
to the. And I'm not trying to call you average, but to the average person, that's what that sounds like, right?
Yeah.
But if you once you get into the association, you start to understand.
Yeah.
Hey, when I say be a man, it's like, okay, either you're gonna stand firm on this and be like, no, I got a hold, and I'm gonna go
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We got a hold.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be a man to go over there and pick it up and wave it off.
Yeah.
I'm not waving it off.
Yeah.
For you.
I almost felt like he was testing you. To see, are you going to stand with your call?
So at that point in time, I was new. I was still, like Martin said, wet behind the ears, breath still smelling like Similac. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, man, I'm just going to pick up this flag, wave it off, and I'm just going to be quiet over here. I'm not going to say nothing.
Right.
I'm not going to say nothing. And, as the years go on, I want to say it was probably about 4 or 5 years later, it finally got to a point where I was just like, I could do this with anybody.
Right.
Yeah. So
how long had you been refereeing football?
Over 12 years. Yeah, about
been around.
Yeah, like 12, 13 years, something like that. Yeah, man. It was a while.
Because some people say that you don't master something till you're at least 10 years in.
Oh, well then, hell, I mastered it.
Yeah, I think, you got your degree.
You
got your 10 years.
Well, he got a white cap now, so he mastered it.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing that people don't understand is like there was a whole other side to this coaching job and teaching job that I had to give up, which was like I was the next white hat in line, me, Michael Garcia, Nathan Binkins, we were like in that next group of
that's a solid group too.
White hats, John Robb, James Bentley, like all of us were in that group of coming in and being like, hey, we're the next white hats, umpires,
right.
Things of that nature, so on and so forth. So it was like you said, that's a pretty solid group. Like I was honored to be in the same category with those guys. Like all those guys are my brothers. I went to school with all of them. Man, those are my guys, But it sucked, like, because we all have a group chat, and then the hardest thing for me was like texting them and being like, hey guys, like I'm not gonna ref this year.
Yeah.
And they were just like, wait, what? But then I told them why, and they're like, "Oh, dude, who cares? Like, hell yeah,
And I'm sure that the high school, when they offer this to you, if they're not aware of it, they will be now. That you sacrifice something that you love.
Oh, they know
to pursue this.
Oh yeah, he knows. Like Mr. Hughes, Ted Hughes, he's fully aware, and our superintendent, Mrs. Ortiz, like she knows. Like I was completely honest with them from the jump with everything. Like, look, this is what I'm giving up. Like, if this doesn't work out, like, I'm not doing this because I still have this, and that I have going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in order for me to change everything that I got going on that I've been working hard to get to, this better be really damn good.
Yeah.
And they made it really damn good. So
that's good, baby.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm so happy for you, dude. Honestly, dude, to get a nice, fresh, young crew out there, fresh face out there,
sure.
and somebody that's motivated and fired up to get this thing going. And I think this is something really that community needs, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know, man. You build this up, dude. Right now they don't have a feeder program, right? Obviously, because it's a small town.
I'm already thinking about it. Don't even worry about that.
I know this man got your back.
This.
I ain't even told him nothing, but I already thought about that.
Being this dude, man, like people don't know, like behind they say behind every great man is a great woman, behind so on and so forth. But like I'm gonna be honest with you, like. Behind me, like I call this dude for everything. Like
I deal with him.
Like, oh man, I'd be like, hey man, like, hey, this is what's going on. What you think? He like, nah, okay, maybe we should do that. We should do it like this. And I'm like, but what if he like, nah, man, but you got to think about this and then that. See, because if you make this move, then that's going boop, 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 that's going to trump. Oh, down. I'm like, oh, okay, he thinking 16 moves ahead. You know what I mean?
So not to try to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Because I don't want to keep you guys here forever. But that's a good segue right there.
I ain't got
because now again, congratulations,
Appreciate
Benny, on this new venture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shift the camera.
Yeah.
But Benny leaving a lot of his story out though. Like, let me tell you something. Benny, so what's been irking me right now, because when Benny first started out, he said, I didn't know football enough. When he first said he got the interview and they offered him a job, he was like, Benny knows football. Me and Benny sat down a couple nights ago and talked for 2 hours, and he understands fully football like I do. Like anybody from the Valley.
This is why I love this guy.
No.
This is why I love this guy because you know what? He's not gonna let something slide.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he got so
because I know this man is listening. Go ahead, man.
Let me tell you something right quick. So, what kills me is, first of all, besides he's come from a coaching family.
Yeah.
He's the offspring of Gene Martin, grandson of Lefty. He's been around the game for how many years?
Man,
he was brought into the game. I don't even like I said. I don't even know when he came into the game. For him to say he don't know the game, he knows it.
Yeah.
Gene was the football coach for the baseball coach. I don't know if you know that or not, but Gene wasn't always the baseball coach.
No,
he was the football coach first. Right. So he been around it so long for him to say discredit himself and say he don't know it. That's tripped out. And on top of that, Benny played semi-pro football. Besides the fact that he went to A-Dub, played at Central, he played semi-pro football.
I wanted to get into that, man, but I was like...
So let me tell you, today we went over some stuff. He came in, we chopped it up, and went over some stuff that we did back in, 2009 maybe?
Yeah.
And I said, Benny, this is what we ran. He was like, oh... I had to just refresh his brain and let him know that you know what I know.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily because he's thinking about it. He's already been running it from the coaching standpoint.
Right.
Yeah, I only remembered it from my running back standpoint. Of like, okay, ace, da 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 da. What am I doing? I'm like, I'm flying here.
Right.
Got it. You know, like so.
When we played semi-pro, first of all, when we were playing, So I was a little bit older. They were young. They were fresh out of high school, went to college and came back. Him and Hector Ayala. So I would get phone calls about we won the whole thing.
Yeah.
San Diego, why we beat Las Vegas? Came and told him up, whatever the case. What I did, I recruited a bunch of young guys that was fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
It was too easy.
Yeah.
It was all them. It wasn't even really me. I was really just coaching. Like you go here, you go there.
He was an on the field coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so after the season, one of my guys that was playing semi-pro. Matter of fact, sorry about that. Pro ball in Europe. He called me and he was like, "Hey, I want some of your guys." And I tried to get this guy to go and play pro ball in Europe. No.
Oh, okay.
They wanted him first. Then they wanted Hector.
Oh, okay.
So they're supposed to go together, but Benny already had his mind set up on he wanted the future for himself.
Yeah.
He was young. He was like, nah, I'm looking to better myself. If I go over there, I'm taking steps backward because I don't want to be a pro ball player.
Wow, Benny, you could have gone up there too, huh?
No, I tried to get him to go.
He did.
Man.
I tried to get him to go.
I still remember the phone call. We sat on the phone for like 2 hours.
Hector went. Hector balled out.
Yes, he did.
Benny was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go start my life. You know what I'm saying? So, which what you see now, it all paid off.
Yeah.
Hector doing fine for himself too.
Yes.
But Hector definitely wanted to still his heart was in football. Benny was like, no, I'm gonna be a grown man already. So
wow.
Hey, and so I have to say this that I didn't like those Sunday mornings after the game, when you couldn't move.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
They didn't feel the same no more.
So I just wanted to get off. He was like, I was confident. I'm like, wait, confident in what?
Yeah.
You played enough years to understand the game, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
We, like I said, the community gonna support Benny. We gonna figure this out. We gonna help him figure it out. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. You got support all over the place, Benny, because
he earned it.
Because people who know you, they want you to succeed, and people that don't know you, they're gonna want you to succeed because they're gonna see the work you're gonna put out.
Well, if you played against him or you coached against him, you know he's gonna give you everything he got.
Yeah.
So that's one. He didn't get that job because of his last name.
No, of course not.
He paid his dues. Like he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because people think that because he coached baseball, that football is no. He's a teacher.
Yeah.
So you can teach anything, whatever you do, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
So, we gave him a crash course, and he know everything. He's fully aware what he got himself into, and he gonna figure it out fast in a hurry. I promise you. I got faith in my guy, and
I appreciate it.
Stay tuned.
That's one thing. One thing I know about Ant
right here.
In the few years that I've known Ant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that this dude is a he's not just a coach in sports, but I feel like he's a mentor.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a life coach.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know, I mean, like me and him, we've talked, and he's even gotten on me about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm feeling a certain way,
hold you accountable.
And he's corrected me.
He's gonna hold you.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't get mad at the man because I don't look at him by that way, even though he is younger than me.
Yeah, 100%.
But man, your learning never stops.
Well, because the thing is, I want somebody to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
If I'm slipping, hey, tell me you slipping.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna love you to death for that, because guess what? At the end of the day, you stop learning, you stop living.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way it works. So, with that being said, he gonna be fine, man. That dude comes from a culture background, man. And,
for sure.
Like I said, and whatever we can do to help him, like I said, we're gonna figure it out for him. And that's what it's gonna be.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this out there. You know, I normally don't get too emotional because I'm a Gene Martin son. I'll say this, man. Like, Ant is one of those guys that when he got you, he got you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think the thing with our relationship, like, and it's just him and I personally, is we hold each other to a standard that's like
100%.
See, because we may not do it in front of you or in front of them,
right?
Yeah.
But we'll get on the phone and be like, what in the what was you thinking?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we just like, and we going at it, and we like, boy, nah. And you would think we getting heat, like, to the point where we getting ready to fight.
Yeah. Right.
But it ain't ever gonna get there.
No.
Because I love that dude.
Yeah.
Man, you feel me? And he gonna hold me accountable in the same way. I'm gonna be like, hey, ain't like,
Yeah.
You was left on that one, player.
Right.
And between adults, between men and all that, that's kind of rare nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Where you guys could get at each other.
Oh yeah.
But you know that it's love.
It's all love.
It's all love. You know what I'm saying?
All love.
You know
that comes from you knowing who you are.
Yep.
Whenever you slip, you know you slip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why you don't get mad when somebody call you out on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's this era. Our era, you know how it is, man. And your boy gonna call you out.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
That's not just us. That's our era.
Yes.
This era's a little bit, they got social media and they want to argue through social media. I want to argue in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to throw blows. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, look, we fought our boys at the same time, shook their hand and kept it moving.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, and he's definitely 100 about that because I mean, without getting into detail, like I felt a certain way at one point in time, and he didn't like text or no, he called me up. Look, man, what's up?
Right.
What's going on? Let's talk about this.
That's it.
I said, look, dude, this is how it is. You know what I'm saying? And when he explained things to me, then I saw it with a clear head. Like, you know what, man, you're right. I'm wrong.
Because through text, it gets misinterpreted.
Yes.
You can interpret it however you want it, however you feel it emotionally. You see a text, you like, wait a minute, he trying to get at me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm done with those days, man. We on some positive stuff. Let's keep it positive wherever we go.
Yeah. And one thing that when he commented to me one time, it's like, hey, that's not me. That's not in my nature. When he said that, I was like, you know what? He's right, man. And then I felt, like, again, without getting into detail, I felt like, damn, man. I was like, man, I messed up. I hung up the phone and I was like, fuck, man.
Oh, I
messed up.
Phone with
It's like, he was right. And I go, and just taught me something.
Yeah.
Don't make assumptions. Don't, don't do none of that. If there's, let's talk.
Because in our era, we don't argue.
Yeah.
Nah.
When you argue with somebody, that's somebody you're showing love to.
Yeah.
Think about your wife or your girlfriend. You guys argue.
Yeah.
Because you guys ain't going nowhere.
Right.
When you got a real issue, you're going to get to the issue and keep it moving.
Yeah.
So we arguing, that's showing love.
Yeah.
Right? You argue with your sibling. Shut up, you shut up. You know what I'm saying? With your enemy, you like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. Ain't no need to talk.
No.
What are we talking for?
What are we talking for?
Like,
you know what? That's such a good point, dude. Because I mean, there's people in my life that I'm like, I'm just not gonna talk.
That's it.
Think about when you coach.
Yeah.
A kid you always arguing with or getting mad at, you love him.
Yeah.
When you don't talk to him, you already gave up on him.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
You're like, I wrote him off, man. He ain't he ain't gonna get it.
He ain't gonna listen anyway.
He ain't gonna get it.
And I've had coaches tell me that. Tell me it's like one of the worst things is for a coach when he stops getting on you. When the coach stops talking to you, that's a wrap.
I tell my players that all the time. I tell them, look, I understand you may get frustrated because I'm always nagging and bitching and complaining or whatever I said, but look, I said the moment I don't say anything to you is a problem.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
That's a problem. Because now all I'm going to do is go sit down.
So back to that right there. Speaking of his dad. So his dad used to ride me so hard that I used to cry. No lie, I was a sophomore in high school still crying because his dad. I want to fight him.
Yeah.
I used to get so mad. I was so frustrated. He would yell, but he knew my mom. My grandma grew up with his grandma. I mean his grandma. So it's too embedded. The family too connected to me to be like, Mom, you know what? Gene tripping. She's like, you tripping. No, you tripping.
Yeah.
You know? So
Because Gene had that much love for you.
Yes.
That's why, no, I'm going to stay on him. I'm going to stay on him because he's going to succeed.
When I was a sophomore, I was a smaller guy. I grew late, so I was a 135-pound sophomore. And so all my buddies went to varsity, and they kept me on JV. They said, you're going to earn it. So we went to Indio, and I was so mad at Gene, I told myself, I ain't going to get tackled today.
Yeah.
And I got tackled one time all day, literally. Wow. And he was like, the next day, you're going to varsity. So I went from that JV game to the varsity the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I got put in the game, got burnt, cried some more.
Yeah.
You know, because I was still trying to learn. I thought I was the man, and from there, I was rolling.
So all right, cool. Let's get it more into you. And coming up, like when you were coming up, what was your favorite sport coming up? Like, and we're talking you.
So it was definitely football, but it was a close call because my mom ran track.
Yeah.
I lived at the recreation, Conrad Harrison, so I played basketball all day, every day. I was a part of an all-star team. We were the first crew, like, as far as, like, you know, here's the Cali crew with Pookie and them. Yeah. We were the crew. Yeah. We were called the crew. So now the Cali crew were different colors, but that's where the concept comes from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where it's original. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So being at mom's ran track, we like a kindergarten, every time the school, back in the day, they used to have, when I ran a dirt track, they used to have, the schools would be like, okay, Washington gonna go against whoever, Lincoln, and you would show up, parent participate. So my mom was always, she was fast.
Yeah.
So we stayed in track, played basketball, football come around. So I just always kept it moving. So as far as favorite, football is definitely my favorite, but it was a close call.
Yeah.
It was a close call. Being when I got to high school, I was like, man, I'm looking around I'm 5'11". I got a house, but these dudes are 6'6".
Yeah.
Hello.
So what was your first year coming up in Pop Warner that you started? Did you start out from flag? Or?
6 back in the day. We put a helmet on. 6 years old, you put a helmet on.
I was about to say, we didn't have flag.
No.
Oh, no flag back then.
No. Right. You put a helmet on, let's go.
Yeah. It was like they doing it down south and all that stuff right now, where you see these little beady tights out there running around.
Yeah, I think those are the ones they call the tiny mics.
Yeah,
tiny mics.
They back then, it was like yes. It was Mighty Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was rolling. I had an older brother, like I said. He was always active in football. Yeah, so I learned at a young age. I'm probably on the younger side of a lot of cousins.
Yeah,
my grandma's house is the house that everybody went to.
Yeah,
and so I went there. I mean, the whole east side.
Wow.
So, if you're from the E, you knew my grandma's house was going over there to get some work done.
Yeah. And I had a lot of buddies coming up because I lived out in the country, but all my homies were always in the east side. Yeah. So I knew a lot of these guys that growing up, you know, like Pookie's dad. I didn't realize that. I went to school with Pookie's dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave wanted to beat me up one time.
He knocked a lot of dudes out that I seen.
You know, and with the Bufords and all those guys. You know. So no, and Dave's cool. Yeah, he's a good dude. You know, I liked him, but yeah, you know, he tested me when I was a freshman.
Oh yeah,
you know,
they all gonna test you.
He was vicious.
And I think that's the thing now is like nowadays, and you don't really see it where there's no more like seniority.
No,
right.
There's no more seniority anymore.
It's rank out there.
It's you know what I'm saying. Like it's just like, well, I'm coming in as a freshman and I'm better than you as a senior, so I get to say whatever I want.
100%
you can't say nothing to me because I'm better.
Right.
But even when I was coming up, like if you were a freshman, sophomore, even a junior, like and there was a senior, like this senior could have been trash.
Right.
But he's still a senior.
100% true.
He's still a senior.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the seniors can be like, you ain't talking to him like that.
So that's the problem what's happening today.
Yes.
And I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Benny said it right.
Let's talk about it.
If you were a sophomore, you can be as good as you want to be. I was a dog.
Yeah.
But I bet not talk.
Nope.
I'm still gonna get hazed.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go through everything that sophomore. I just shaved my head bald. I got put in the locker like everybody else, and I bet not talk about it. So because at the same time, because you're going through what everybody else go through. Yeah. So if you're a freshman, you come like that. First and foremost, you cannot tell what happens.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Now these kids go home and tell mom what happened in the locker room.
Yeah.
Or hell, they tweeting about it before they even get out.
Or tweeting about it.
Yeah.
Then their parents go on Facebook and talk about it.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
So no, it wasn't. They're not around.
Yeah,
there was no cell phone to say what happened, so you couldn't document it. It's just your word versus theirs. So it was like,
and everybody else gonna be like, nope.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was all that stuff. Still, it was still around. Where you step on the EC, you're gonna get tackled and everything, but nobody knew about it. But unless you were part of that inner circle,
right?
So and you knew you was in the wrong. We had a pride line. You had to run up. You cross that pride line. You better not be walking.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're gonna get tackled by anybody.
Yeah. No, I remember those days. I remember that when I was a freshman, it was right after regular season started. Varsity came over, and if you're on a knee,
right?
Oh man. Dude, those varsity players were no joke. They're like, get your ass. I mean, and they weren't sugarcoating shit, man. No. You know what I'm saying? No. And if you did talk back, okay, we'll see you in the locker room.
Good luck.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you know there's nothing worse than when they just look at you and go, okay.
Right.
Yeah. You're like,
right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm finna get it.
And like you said, nowadays it's different, man.
You can be a freshman. You come in and you hot stuff, and so you can do whatever you want to do, and nobody can call you out on it because you're a dog.
Yeah.
But that at the end of the day, that comes from the top, and what you showing them. It don't matter how good you are.
Yeah.
You gonna pay your dues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You gonna pay your dues. So it'll get back. Everything comes in cycles.
Yeah, I still believe in that because even in my baseball program, I was always in baseball we had to carry all the gear as freshmen.
Yeah.
You had to carry the gear. I remember carrying Enrique Lechuga's bag. I had to carry that man's bag, and I'm like.
Yeah.
What? Like, bro.
It was just.
But hey,
it was just what we went through.
You don't complain about it. You don't say nothing about it.
It's chain of command.
Yeah,
it's a chain of command.
That's what it is.
Kind of like just like the military.
You earn your stripes.
Chain of command.
Because by the time senior year came, I was like, hey, Rook. Get that bag.
Right.
Exactly.
Get that bag.
Right.
So man, it's all.
So back to Ant. High school. What was your high school career like?
High school career?
Yeah.
It was rough because Southwest had just came. Southwest came in 97, something like that, 96.
Yeah.
So when I came 02, it was still the town was still trying to grow two programs together.
Right.
It wasn't happening. A lot of our Pop Warner kids went to Southwest.
Yeah.
They went to Southwest, and for good reason. They were more.
Well, it's a new school.
It was a new school, right. Yeah. And then it was like you look around, you see all the Pop Warner guys there. If you love football, you better go over there.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, nah. Everybody went to Central. All I know is Central. I'm going to Central.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. I followed my brother's footsteps. So I went to Central. Mm-hmm. It was a rough one. I got out of it all right, but actually, to be honest with you, it made me better. It made me better because I wasn't just a running back. I was all purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I had to play running back, safety, kick return, guard, tackle, whatever I had to go. I didn't play that, but I had to learn how to block.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Learn how to play everything. I had to do everything. So when I went to college, it was like it was light work. It was light work because I had to break 25 tackles just to make 3 yards.
Yeah.
So when I got the receiver in college. I went to receiver in college because I didn't want to put on 25 pounds. I was like, I'm going to receiver. I'm a natural thin guy.
Yeah.
It was light. It's 101.
So when you were in high school, from what year to what year did you play?
Yeah. So freshman year I played running back.
What year was this?
Man, 99.
99.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I came in. So I was always a younger guy. Cause my birthday in November, so I was a younger guy. I was playing. I ain't gonna say in the division above me because it wasn't above me. I would just say young for my grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated at 17 years old. Well, I was supposed to graduate at 17. I'll get into that later on anyways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, so I was...
I graduated, by the way.
I got my GED.
Me too.
Yeah. So when I was going through the Pop Warner ranks, I was always the running back. That's where my concept of AYF comes from. It comes from how I grew up with a bunch of running backs, who was all intertangled. You don't score, that guy will.
Yeah.
So back to high school, I was a freshman. I was 110 pounds, play running back. As a sophomore, like I said, I played that one JV game. I moved up varsity. I moved up for cornerback though, not even running back because they had Tyshawn Rogers, Keavi Fisher. They had dogs.
Yeah.
My cousin Deontay Bell. It was all. I'm 135 pounds. These dudes probably weigh 205.
Wow.
And can run faster than me.
So and moving.
Right. Exactly. And I didn't buy weight room wasn't even on my radar yet. I was still thinking I'm going to finesse everything. You know, I'm going to juke you out, make you miss.
Did they have like a good weight program at the time, or they really?
Bird was there. Bird was there.
Bird's a heavy believer.
Yes,
in weights, by the way.
it was some dogs there when I was a freshman. You had Seth Deo, Billy Patinio, David Salgado.
Wasn't Dougie there too?
Dougie Denton. Yeah. So them dudes was weight room killers.
Wasn't Wilkie there?
Wilkie was a grade above me. So I mean, these dudes weight room is everything for them. Mm-hmm. So, but I wasn't buying into it because I wasn't hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Like I said, with chain of command. So, like back in the day, how Benny told my daughter earlier. Hey, when you are a young kid and you had dope conversations, you in trouble. Back in the day, you was in trouble.
Yeah.
So back in the day, when I was around those, I considered them adults because they were a little bit older than me. Mm-hmm. I wasn't talking. Mm-mm. I didn't know what they were doing. They used to go in the weight room and close the door.
Really?
Yeah. Get out of there. So whatever they're doing in there, we don't know.
Yeah.
They come out there sweating. You know, so I'm out there in the field trying to run some routes, not understanding that I'm missing a key component of football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
you think they had that mentality like you got to earn your way into here?
Right. They did.
Yeah.
Well, they did because at the end of the day, you wasting time.
Yeah.
If I come in there, I can't lift with them.
Yeah.
I'm not nowhere near as strong as they are. What am I gonna? First of all, I wasn't bought into it either.
Right.
I'm too immature in the brain, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, like I said, kids grow up a lot earlier now.
Yeah.
From a senior to a sophomore, and it's a big difference. Mm-hmm. Now they come to AYF a little bit more polished up because they play at a higher level.
Right.
Like our kids are a little more ready than we were as 8th graders, you know what I'm saying? So we wasn't even catching the ball in 8th grade. Yeah. Everybody was still running double wing and you know what I'm saying? We wasn't running no spread yet. So exactly. We weren't real rounded at all. We couldn't tackle really. Yeah. We were still playing hug, you know what I'm saying? So
hit him really hard, hope it goes down.
Right. So no, I wasn't ready to hang out with them yet. But being that, like I said, I was from the same side of town as Tyshawn and all them guys, they would kind of tell me what they doing, but not let me see what they was doing. Mm. Right, you know what I'm saying. Then my cousin Deontay, he got in there and was showing me like when I became like the summer of my junior. I was gonna be a junior. I was a sophomore, gonna be a junior.
Yeah.
He kind of showed me like, hey man, it's time to turn it up.
Yeah. He
had moved to Oklahoma, Ardmore, and he called me. He like, hey, you better start hitting them iron because they gonna key on you because you're gonna be a dog next year. I wasn't expecting. I went from being a cornerback. No, I'm lying. Let me backtrack. So, my sophomore year, at the end of the year, Kiavi Fisher and Tyshawn got hurt. Right?
Oh, wow.
So, my cousin go in, Deontay Bell, he break his collarbone.
I remember that. That's
so,
crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm in there now. I'm like, what? I went from corner, like, you in there running back. I'm like, yo, I ain't hit no iron.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but look, real talk, I'm going to just tell you what his face looked like. Because I still remember this. Being a little kid, I remember when they first told him, he said,
right.
I'm sitting over, I'm like his hype man. Because we were like, he was the youngest dude on the team. So I'm like, hey, you got this head, you got this head. Come on. And he like, man, shut up.
Yeah.
Who you go? Yeah. And I'm like, you, come on, man, come on. He's like, man, shut up.
Right. Exactly. So,
I had to share that.
So, mind, I'm 135 pounds, and they moved me from defense to offense for tailback, and I'm like, man. So this is what messed me up though. The game they put me in was LA Baptist. LA Baptist is kind of a light work team, so I got off.
Yeah.
I got 135 yards, 11 carries. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
The next week is the Bell game.
Coach said he's ready.
In my mind, I'm like, I got off last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill this game.
Yeah.
Nope.
Patrick Geary. We're running the option too. Victor Sanya out there, he's a sophomore like me. We both sophomore. Victor don't understand the element of this game. We look at the hype. First of all, Brawley was at that time so vicious and so intense. Central Mighty had split up. Talent split up. We weren't the same as we were in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were still trying to figure it out. We had a little bit left because a lot of the kids that were, like I said, Doug and those guys stuck around for that last little run of Central being together.
Yeah.
We rolling in the game. They could throw one high pitch. I go to get it and fumble and score. Boom. I'm like, oh we.
Yeah.
You know when you're a young running back, that one hit that you take, you done versus the game. You're not recovering. You're not recovering.
Because when he said it, I remember the play in my head because I remember we came out. If I'm not mistaken, it was to their sideline.
Yeah.
And he pitched it, and I just remember seeing Ant go like this, and all I seen was just. Yes, and that was like my first experience.
I posted it on my Instagram just for that reason. Like, yo, man, you want to see what you don't hit the weight room?
Yeah,
it's gonna be like you. It's gonna be like you.
Man.
So, yeah, you gotta hit the weights. So, next drive, they give me a handoff. Juke one dude, his brother came. Patrick Dumbledore killed me. Fumble again.
Wow.
From there's a landslide.
Oh yeah.
They rolled over us.
That's a wrap.
Damn.
The junior year, we come in, we like, hey, let's figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
But we wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
We never got ready. But at that time, Coach Apodaca came, principal at Central.
Yeah.
He came, try to give us the old school mindset. Like me, I always bought into it because I didn't, all I knew was grind.
Right.
I wasn't a kid that listen, I didn't have a dad.
Yeah.
My grandma, my mom, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't know any other way. So it didn't bother me. I love him. So today I tell him, man, everything I know, you taught me.
Yeah.
Like X's and O's, no, I learned it, but as far as how to grind and never give up, never quit, that's from him.
And I remember Joe because when I was a freshman, I think Joe was either Joe Apodaca, he was either a sophomore or he was a junior. I can't remember, but we're like 1 or 2 years apart. And I tell you what, man, seeing this man play,
he's vicious.
Dude, you talk about like a dog, like a dog. This dude, like he was an animal out there, bro.
I laughed. He played good,
dude. He was just a beast, dude. If he was in a bad mood in the locker room, you better just leave that locker room for real. That was Joe, man, and like to see him now, like. Man, he's a principal.
He educated himself, like I said, and he's doing well for himself, man. And like I said, his son playing for our AYF right now, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because I'm gonna walk the wall for that man because, like I said, a lot of stuff that I do today is what he taught me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I can break you as a coach, then I want you anyways.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it is no like shortcuts to really wanting to be great. That's why I tell you all the time. If your mom got to bring you to practice, but you're not wanting to come, I don't want you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Straight up. Like if your dad and your mom got to bring to the weight room and they're like, hey, Aunt, push him today. He don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Why you bring him anyway?
Why you bring him? Yeah.
Why'd you bring him?
Yeah.
When they're young, I see that. When they turn 13, 14 years old, they gotta want it more for themselves.
Right. Yeah, because it's like you gotta hold yourself accountable.
You gotta hold yourself accountable.
Accountability, man.
And at the end of the day, hey, I love you from a distance.
Yeah.
And I never give up on you. But at the end of the day, I don't want you around the group because you're gonna be a bad apple.
Right.
And one bad apple is gonna run up on everybody.
Yeah.
Because when he say, man, you know what, man, and workout's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Or man, I want this stuff. I want a condition today.
Right.
Guess what? Everybody else gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? That's very true because energy is
everything.
It's everything. And if you come in with that negative energy, it's just gonna spread.
It
man.
rubs off.
I've had good friends, man, that I really roll with, but then sometimes they'd be like always negative and all that, and a few times I've had to tell my friends, like, hey man, I can't roll with you.
No,
I go, you're too negative, dude. Like I can't have this, man.
Nobody want to be around a negative.
Yeah, because it starts to bring you down, and it's like, oh man, you're messing up my party. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know,
like, man,
no,
100%.
that's true, man. That's for real, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, hey, everything I learned in high school from, like I said, from Joe, everybody across, his daddy was a big advocate of what I learned.
Yeah.
Like I said, he didn't give us water.
Right.
Joe killing us. Jay, like, you ain't getting no water.
Yeah.
So what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Fight through it. So like I said, well, junior year when Joe came in, tried to fix it, he was a young kid, 28 years old. Joe was 28. He came from, I'll never forget. He called us all to the auditorium room and he wanted to introduce himself and give us a little bit of his background.
Yeah.
And he gave us his background, and right then and there, I knew it was gonna be different.
Yeah.
I said, this dude gonna try to murder us. I knew.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm from Cal Jones era.
Yeah.
And everything else that you guys learned, get out the way.
Yeah.
And he wasn't down in Bird. He was just saying, how I'm gonna do it, it's not gonna be what you're used to.
Yeah.
Because Bird was the player's coach.
Yeah.
Joe was like, no, you're gonna earn your spot.
Yeah.
Right? Because Bird was like, your last name is what? Martin? I'm like, your daddy? Hey, I'm gonna give you a fair shot.
Right.
Where he was like, I don't care who you come from. You know what I'm saying? They both were right. I do both.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I blended the two.
You gotta play it by ear a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, trust me, if somebody got some stock, like that's like giving me. That's like right now. If I get a little ant out there, and they're gonna be, I'm be like, what's your name?
Yeah.
Right.
Hellum. Who your daddy?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, go ahead and get in the backfield, man.
Yeah,
Let me see what you can do.
I'm gonna give you a shot to lose your spot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you lose it.
Yeah.
So that way, when everybody come out here and go, wait, why ain't Hellum kid running back? I'm gonna look at him.
He couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
Because he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it does happen, man.
It happens.
It
all the
happens.
time.
It happens a lot, man. You could have been a beast, you know what I'm saying, in high school, and the kid just, maybe it's not their thing, you know what I'm saying? And maybe the kid's out there for the wrong reasons.
That's it.
100%.
Maybe daddy's putting them out there for the wrong reasons.
I can't stand that.
You know what I mean?
And being a high school coach, you get it all the time.
Yeah.
You get that all the time. And I get it. At the youth level, it's probably a lot more.
Yeah.
But like you said, by the time they get to me in high school, at the varsity level, I shouldn't have to deal with that.
They gotta be ready.
You have to want to be here.
Right.
Like, if you don't want to be here, like, I'll tell you the truth. Because I run more of a college style program, which is, I'm gonna tell you where you stand, what you need to do to get better, how you can improve to get on the field to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I vowed when I became a coach way back in like 2011 with my little brother's freshman team. I said, look, the one thing I hated as a player, whether it be football or baseball, I hated when a coach would bullshit me.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey man, you know what? Yeah, you got a chance to do that.
Yeah.
And knowing damn well I had no shot.
Right.
So I hated it.
Right.
So I said I will never, ever do that to one of my players. I will always tell you where you stand, whether you hate it or love it. You're gonna know the truth.
Because that's life.
And then
that's life.
Exactly.
That's the real world.
Exactly.
You know, that's the way the real world's supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not how it is now.
Yeah.
But,
you know what I mean?
Trust me, I feel
that.
Right.
You know?
It's real, and I had to tell them, I said, I'm never going to lie to you. I'm going to always tell you where you stand, so that way you can make the decision based on if you want to be here or not. If you don't want to be here.
It's funny because I was just telling my youngest the other day, because yesterday it was the end of the week of practice, and and he was getting after it all week, and for some reason, whatever reason, he just wasn't the same, And when we got in the car, I told him, look, man, I go, one thing I'm going to tell you, I'm always going to tell you the truth. Today, it was not your day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't your day for whatever reason. I don't know why. You were out there killing it all week.
Right.
I don't know what happened, but you know what? Come Monday, you know what? This is how it's going to be.
Week,
let that go. This is going to be a new week, and then just keep working hard. You know what I'm saying? And back to like what we were saying, people, you put kids out there, that they're being out there because the parents want them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think they're, hey, they're going to be a beast. They might be. You know what I'm saying? Because the daddy was a beast.
Yes.
But like my kids, I'm blessed that, for the most part, they've been very athletic and everything and doing well. You know what I mean? And I was never a superstar, because I never played organized football till I was freshman in high school. I didn't even know what the hell a Hell Week was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue. Only because like my dad, and it wasn't his fault. My dad was, hands-on type of dude. He was a mechanic. He always worked with his hands. Very hard worker. He got that from my grandfather. Yeah. So that's what I knew.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was always that kid on the other side of the fence watching these guys play baseball.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wanted to be that kid. Mm-hmm. So my mentality was like, man, I had, in Spanish, I had las ganas. I had the willingness to go out and do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to have my kids, I'm going to try and give them those chances that I didn't get because my dad, it's just my dad didn't know.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What it is.
It was just, that wasn't his thing.
And we're all fathers here. We know that.
Yeah.
All we're doing is trying to learn every day.
So blueprint the parents and trust them on that.
So I put my kids out there, and say, hey, you know what? Get after this. Hopefully you guys do well. And for the most part, they've done well. They're doing all right. And my oldest, Danny. He coming up, he was he did wrestling. He did football. And he for me, I think he did it more like for me. Even though he did like it, he didn't love it.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't love it. What he does love, cars.
Yeah.
And that was my other thing. That was my thing too. What I was into. Yeah. So he went that way. You know, he's into cars and all that stuff, which is great. He works on cars every day. That's what he loves and stuff, and that's cool. You know what I mean? That's at least he learns something.
He gonna keep money in his pocket. I know that.
I'm about to say, Danny's a great dude. I'll tell you that, man.
No, he's gonna appreciate to hear that, Benny. Yeah. And then So yeah, I think I guess my point is that we shouldn't, as dads or parents, shouldn't always try to live what we wanted through our kids, because then that's going to be the wrong reason.
I'm glad you said that, because I was literally waiting for you to finish so I could say that. I can't stand when you could tell that a parent is trying to live their dream through their child, and their child's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You know,
and you can tell right away those kids. You can tell right away those kids, and at the end of the day, you kind of feel for those kids. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it's been times where dad would drop the kid off to the gym, and I'm not lying to you, and they would say, "Hey, Ed, today push him. He don't want to be here," and he would leave. The minute that dad leaves, I would say, "Hey, man, sit down.
Yeah.
Just chill." And when your dad come home and say, "You worked hard today," because at the end of the day, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. You're gonna pout, be a poo butt, and mess everything up.
And then the other kids in the program are gonna be like, "What's going on over here?" You know what I mean? So I want to sit down too. Then
no, because and this is what it does to the kid too. It makes the kid feel like, damn, do I want to be here? The two things. It makes him either quit for real, or makes him say, you know what, I do want to be here. I'm just pouting for my dad's attention. Because a lot of time, what kids do is they really want their dad's time. But daddy just want him to be a beast. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you got to work for that.
You got to work for that. It's not old school. So back then we went from sport to sport. You went from basketball to track to football to baseball. Now kids specialize a lot earlier, because if you don't specialize, or not even specialize, just stay in tune with that sport, you get left behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you look at the race that's being ran right now, and not in the valley, we're a little still behind. It's being ran year round. Kids go from football tackle to 7-on-7, 7-on-7 to track, back to 7-on-7. So our kids go from, let's say, football to basketball, then go play baseball, back around to football. By the time football season comes, 4 years of that right there, they're left behind. And it will say, "Oh, he don't got it." No, he got it. He didn't put the work in. He didn't put the 4 years of grind, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I seen it with his little brother. So, dude's a straight monster. I'm not lying when I try to tell you this. Back to genetics. Gene must have some good stuff. So, no, but I'm gonna tell you. Let me explain to you something. So, Jared did not play football growing up at all. So
I used to hear about him all the time, but I never seen him play.
Well, I think he played one mighty years, like they said, when he was little. So I'm just watching him, right? Because he passed the eyeballs. He looked at him like, damn, this kid is huge. Like, man, what the? And so he started working with him. He a little goofy, like, oh, okay, then a little work. So this when he was about to be a freshman. We started working with him a little bit. He was squatting maybe like the 45s. He'd come back in this summer, 315. Add on there, Ant. I'm like, nope, you ain't got no higher. I know he had more in his tank. I'm like, wait a minute. This kid is grinding so much. He went from 45, 135 to 315 in 1 year. That's a big jump.
That's a humongous jump, man.
And no, I'm not talking about like not matching it, repping it. So, but he put the work in though. He knew I'm behind. Man, I show up right now. This whole summer, I show up after practice coming over there. Guess what from me? He is.
Wow.
He waiting. And Gene ain't making him. You know Gene. He on his phone playing games. He just going, if my son want to be here, I'll wait for him there. So I leave the gym. I grind with him. And he went from not wanting to be there to loving it. To just straight like, no, I see results. I want this, man. Whatever you give me, I'm going to take it.
That's good, man. That's it.
But that goes back to the kid wanting it though.
You gotta want it. And that's true. That's why, like with my youngest, with Sonny, the one I was having to talk with, like we didn't know if he was gonna want to play football this year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even my wife said, because he's the youngest one. He's just different from the other ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I see how he is with his brothers and stuff. I mean, he'll get after it. They'll go at it. And then one day he goes, Dad, he goes, am I going to play football this year? I go, well, do you want to play football this year?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I go, that's not up to me. That's up to you.
Right.
And he goes, no, I really want to play. And I'm like, because it was up in the air, like he wasn't going to play.
Yep.
And then I'm like, so what made you want to play football?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, because we play football every day at school. And they said that they're going to beat us because the other kids play for another city, but they go to the same school.
Right.
And he's like, I don't want to play this year. All right, cool. Then we're going to sign you up. And I think you were even surprised because I think you even heard he might not play.
Because at first they were saying, Sunday want to play. And I was like, what? I'm like, he just starting off. He got to, like, at least try it again. The first year, don't really. Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, you were younger in the group because, you know, it was set up. The Mighty, you know how it goes. Yeah. You got 8 and 9-year-olds, and 9-year-old get to start at that age. And then when you turn 9, it's your show.
Yeah, you know. So on his own, he said, I want to play. I was like, all right, cool. Then, you know what? Once we start this, we ain't going to stop. So you better work hard, finish the season. However we end up, that's how we end up. But you better work. You know. So I'm seeing out there, Jaden has, Ann has had Jaden, you know, my second youngest, you know, since this high. Yeah. And you know what? You know, hey, and you know, you got him. You know what I mean? Just do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You know, I trust my kids with this man.
I was about to say that's the biggest blessing right there when somebody literally looks at you and goes, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to grind him. Because at the end of the day, man, I love them all the same, and we're going to train them all the same, and whoever rises up, they deserve it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
100%. So, and that's just how we was raised.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember we used to play football on the cement. Growing up. Dead serious.
Busting up cars.
Breaking windows.
Breaking mirrors.
Yeah, breaking windows. Hey, and if you didn't want to get cut up, don't get tackled.
That's it.
It's that simple. Yeah. You know, oh man, I ain't trying to get my elbow scraped up. Well, guess what? You better put a move on them. Don't fall. Yeah. Like you get tackled, you better get next to the sideline where you get tackled in the grass. Like it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, but those are all life skills that you learned, and then once you finally got to put them on the field, like where it was actually organized football, you're like, oh, this is easy.
Light work.
This is easy. Yeah. Wait, I get tackled on grass everywhere? There's no cement.
So after high school, you went to go play college football?
Right.
Yeah.
So not directly at the high school. So let me just not even lie about my past.
You got a GED.
Yeah. So back to get a GED. You know what I'm saying? So
you want some more water?
Need water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what happened?
Benny, was water?
Yeah, I'll take water.
School was always my
you got a restroom
kryptonite.
Oh yes, sir. So just watch your step.
Sorry.
You go out there, go straight down, and the hall. You're gonna see the door. You're gonna see the door right there. You'll see it. There's a room to the left, a room to the right, but it's the middle door.
My man, Pete here, the podcast.
Hey, man, I was trying.
No, it's all good.
Don't worry about it, man. You got number 2. Yeah. You got a boo-boo.
You got a poo-poo, man?
You got a boo-boo.
Number 1 or number 2?
Yes, poo-poo, man.
What are you doing number 2 in both houses?
Poo-poo.
Okay, so down the hall.
So down there, you go to the left, and you'll see the door. The only door you'll see facing you.
And don't edit that boo-boo out, Daddy.
I'm telling you, I don't know how to edit, so it is what it is.
Right. No, yeah. So after junior year, you know, I always struggled in school since I was a little baby. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Well, it wasn't a struggle. I just didn't even try.
Yeah.
Some reason I just really didn't. I don't even know what reason. I can't even lie to you and tell you the reason why I just didn't really. My grandma, like I said, my mom. I had a young mom. Mm-hmm. Mom had three kids at 20. I'm the youngest kid, so she had 3 at 20. I'm the baby of 3 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was grinding. She was working.
Still a baby herself.
Right. She was working a lot when I was growing up. So, and she didn't have a very good job. She was a bartender at nights. So, mom slept all day, worked all night. Grandma was raising me. We all lived in, like I said, in the same house.
Yeah.
So, and grandma had a lot of grandkids to raise. I wasn't the only one, so she couldn't. It's not like she can just key on me and say, "This boy's struggling. Let me put some work in with him." It was too many of us.
Yeah.
So, like I said, so when I started struggling in school, I kind of fell behind, but they would pass me from grade to grade because back then, you know how you went to first to second, third to fourth, fifth to sixth. So you go Washington, DeAnthony, like Benny said before. Yeah. Every year they would pass me by just to get rid of me. Like, you know what? He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. Yeah. So, sure enough, but in high school, you ain't like that. Right. You don't get them credits. No. You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere.
Right. So, senior year, it all caught up to me. You know, I would finesse teachers and like, you know, come on. And by the time I entered the semester, I got a C.
Yeah.
So senior year wasn't happening, Mr. Nick. Now, I thank him now.
Yeah.
He was like, you're not graduating. You're not going to pass English, and guess what? You're not running track this year. You ain't got 2.0. So I went from about to go to IBLs and run track, and mind you, I'm ranked up there in the state.
Yeah.
I'm busting 10-6, 10-7, 10-5. Me and my boy Terrence Johnson and Marcellus Edwards from Brawley.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we were competing for CIF championships. Wasn't like no, oh, let's go to CIF and let's just see if we make it. Nah, we was gonna handle our business.
Wow.
So, boom, I'm X'd out.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm done. I'm going to Desert Oasis. So, I dropped at Desert Oasis. I moved to San Diego. My sister was going to Southwestern already. So, Southwestern Junior College in San Diego.
Yeah.
So I moved up there with her. Started working a little baby job. I'm still, mind you, I graduated at 7. Well, I was postgraduate at 17 years old, so I'm young.
Yeah.
So I'm knowing in the back of my brain, like, I ain't done with football.
Right.
I got to figure out how to get back on that field.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man. But mind you, junior college, you have to have a high school diploma. Nothing, you can just walk on.
Really?
Right? No, nothing.
Really? I thought
Nope.
you had to have at least really.
Nothing. You don't need anything. So.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I always thought that you had to have a GD or high school diploma, something.
I definitely didn't have it.
Wow. Okay.
So, train myself. That's where it all started. When I think back and reflect on where I ended up today, I kind of think back on how I ended up here, and I was doing things in my life. I was coaching at 12 years old. I was coaching something called it was at the recreation. They used to have mini basketball. It's called the NBA program.
Yeah.
I'm 12 years old coaching already.
You were 12 and you were coaching a team.
Coaching the team.
Wow.
Yeah, and winning. So yeah. So I was winning. Hey,
you wasn't winning.
You know, I was recruiting.
You wasn't.
So
you wasn't winning.
Yeah. So yeah. Back to that. I moved to San Diego and I just trained. I would go up there. Trained up there, and I would come back down here with my boys, and I would train it was back then called Jackson Jill's. Mm-hmm. I would go over there, get my grind on, set that whole year out. At 18, I went back to Southwestern, Chula Vista.
Yeah.
So, and when I got there, mind you, I never had a problem with you know how you see kids like the valley and you ask them what was the learning curve like, and they say, oh, the speed of the game, or I wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
That was never me.
Right.
I never struggled with anything on the field. I always struggled with off the field. Never did I ever meet a guy that I said I couldn't juice you, I couldn't burn you, I could not outlift you or anything like that. I just was.
When you say off the field, like an example, like what
I wasn't bought into after you leave practice, because mind you, after you leave practice, it comes schoolwork. Right. So morning time you come, you lift weights. You go to school, you gotta practice, and then you gotta go home and knock that schoolwork out that you got to be on the. Right. And I wasn't knocking that schoolwork out. I wasn't even showing up to class. Matter of fact. Wow. I had.
Sounds like me, man.
No, I had learned the patterns at such a young age that they were gonna push me through. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you mess kids up. That's why I hold the kids accountable now, because everything that I learned in my life, by me not getting held accountable. Yeah. Right. So, that's why I'm so rough on kids. I'm rough on them for that reason. Like I said, when I have you, I'm rough on you. Yeah. But then I'm gonna show you love at the same time. Yeah. I won't just beat you down. Yeah. I'm gonna show you how to get there and how we get there. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's community to raise the kid.
And I've seen it firsthand on the field how you are with
I'm
the
rough
kids.
on them.
Yeah.
I'm rough on them because life is not easy.
But you love them afterwards.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
You see me, like I said, I had a kid a couple days ago, David Naylor. Because we in the gym messing around, we're playing around. He can say, "Shut up, man, whatever, coach." Right? Yeah. I don't mind, whatever. I'm a player's coach. At practice, there are 2 hours that we got practice. You don't do that. No. So he couldn't distinguish the line, but I had to show him the line. Yeah. Shut up, go. Matter of fact, y'all run a whole mile, and they did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then it was like, what? And I'm like, Naylor, at practice. You don't have that audacity or anything. Nothing should be able to move you to say shut up. Yeah. You got to be able to distinguish the line. Yeah. But it was kind of my fault too for not putting that line out there because, like I said, I train them year round. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They ain't there with me all day, every day. Just they done the workout. We just hanging out, laughing, joking. Because I hate the kids to go home and play video games. Yeah. I hate for them to go home and get into some mess or whatever. So guess what? Hang out with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you training, and you see a flock of kids behind me just walking around behind me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, do it all day, and they're behind me just walking around.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready for them to be with me, like I said, and then at home doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Get on the internet, learning, you know what I'm saying, some stuff they shouldn't be learning about, whatever the case is. So, back to Southwestern. So I never had a problem with anything on the field, off the field that was killing me.
Yeah.
So the first year, like I said, David Sagata was actually up there when I got there. When I got there, my brother had just left. Marshawn Tucker just went to Oregon. Daryl Lawson had just got his offer to West Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So Dougie just left. Joey Denton had just left. So I followed some guys from Central.
Oh, Joey Denton played up there.
Joey Denton was a monster up there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So I grew up watching him. Joey Denton was one of the first linemen that I seen that was
dog.
Yes. That was a true lineman, embraced who he was, loved being a big boy who went balls to the wall every play.
Wow.
Because mind you, what lineman wants to be a lineman?
Yeah.
They are inspired. They are inspired to be running backs.
Right.
But he was one of those linemen who back then he had a pretty pants where it was fit up with the waist nice and tight. His ass would hang out the whole game. Booty out.
Yeah.
Balling. Plumber crack.
Balling.
Hey.
Yeah, the PC.
Hey, but he picked your ass up and put you in the ground, though.
He was mean. He is who he is. You see how he coached?
Yeah.
He played the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So
but he could actually put his hands on you back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So right. Yeah. So I grew up watching dogs, man. Like I said, so when I got there, I was like, if they did it, I can do it. That's how I always think in life. Period. Like he did it. Oh, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm human too. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned that key component. They was going to school.
Yeah.
So, I get there. I'm balling out. First game, we had a lot of scrimmage games. I was always, the focal point of the offense. But first game, we go to Santa Monica, and they want to show me a lesson because I was kind of a little cocky. So they didn't start me. I sat the bench for the first 2 series, but for me that was 2 quarters.
Yeah.
And I'm on the sideline crying. I'm in my helmet crying.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad. I was kind of I had never experienced not playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world? They got this dude out there. He's he not me. Missed a couple balls, right? They're like, get in there. And I yelled to the sideline, I'm a fucking scorer. And I'm crying. And the whole sideline laughed. And I was so emotional because I'm like, man, you got me sitting there. You know I'm the dog. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I get in there 80 yards. I'm going, boom. Catch a little hitch pass.
Yeah.
I'm out of there. So next drive come down. I catch a little post corner at 40 yards, touchdown. Mind you, I ain't been tackled all game. I go into halftime. They like, man, you a superstar. And I'm like, damn, something don't feel right though.
Yeah.
Something feeling funny. And my intuition, a lot of times, is always right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I get in there. They like, all right, you returning the kick. So I return the kick, push the 40, got pushed out of bounds. The next play throw me a bomb. And mind you, I walk every field. Every game I ever played in my life, I walk that field to see where the potholes at. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I like to feel the grass, see where the holes. I bet the kids do it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, hey man, walk the field, man. See where the field feel like. You know what I'm saying? So, I was stepping back. I seen that same pothole before the game, but I'm not thinking. Obviously, I'm not thinking I'm stepping that pothole. So I was going back. And I'm thinking in my head, me being cocky. I'm like, this dude getting burnt all game.
Yeah.
I'm throwing my 3rd touchdown on this boy, so I'm finna catch the touchdown and point at him.
Yeah.
Like I got you.
Yeah.
And I looked back before I caught the ball, and I was about to catch the ball, and I stepped in the hole. Oh, man. And my leg went straight back. Boom.
Wow.
But mind you, 19 years old, you feel like you're invincible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not even feeling nothing. I'm like, slap my hand like, damn, I'm gonna get up. I tried to get up, and my knee was just like.
No kidding.
And so I called, hey, come here, come get me up, get me up. So they get me up, and I'm still laughing like, ooh, when y'all get me right, I'm about to rip stuff up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They give me a training table, and mind you, everything at that time was slow motion because I can, that's something traumatic in your life.
What you talking about? Yeah.
So my sister is looking at me. My mom had to work on me. So my mom became a CEO when I was a sophomore. So we went from being a bartending family to getting a little bit of money.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She got to work though. So Nisha, my sister, she come to the sideline and I see her walking, and they telling her about what's wrong with me, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why they ain't telling me what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? And she come crying. She like, You gotta go to the hospital. Your leg is done. And I'm like, oh. But me still thinking like, oh nah, they false diagnosing me. You know what I'm saying? Every ligament in my knee was torn, and my hamstring got pulled from the leg going so far back.
Is that why you have that scar?
Yeah, yeah, my whole leg was scarred up. So,
man.
But that was a point in my life where you see today, because what happened was when I was going through rehab, I was looking at the facility at UCSD Medical Center. It was a facility that they would do rehab for you. First of all, get the range of motion and everything down, strengthen your leg or whatever you had going on, and then they will have you go through pretty much train like a PT.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this valley need this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? How can I get into this?
Yeah. Fast
forward time, I ended up. So I was like, man, I'm gonna figure something out. Something massage school. Yeah. So I skipped something. I went back to school again. I said a year. I healed myself up. Went back to school. I was still a dog, but I could not cut this thing. Oh. Straight line speed, I could still murder you.
Yeah.
But I had no agility, and I would not jump for balls. So my mind knew I was messed up. So I ended up having an okay year. No, I'm lying. So I went back to having messed up grades.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is what I tell you about how coach was always saving me.
Yeah.
I'm used to, I ain't gonna say no names, people going in there and fixing me up. So Coach Pompa from Southwestern, he like, you ain't been to class all year. I can't fix none of your grade. Unless you can go take the Taylor teacher that you can fix this and figure it out. Yeah. You're done. I'm leading the team in yards and everything. Reception, I'm like, what? You gonna kick me? He's like, no, go, you're done. So yeah, just like that. Damn. 4 games in, I'm done.
College is a business.
Yeah. It's a business.
It's a business.
It's how do you go about that? Now he got to go to 4 different teachers and say, hey, hook my kid up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That makes him look bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything else. Like you have a kid who's not really. Junior college is pretty much one of those things where if you're not disciplined enough to go there, don't go there, because you don't have a coach holding you by the hand like any kind of other college saying. Go to class. When you see a last chance you, that's rare. Yeah. That's rare. That don't happen. That's a facade. What you see on TV is not like that.
That's why there's only a couple seasons, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Ain't nobody doing that. Exactly. Ain't nobody walking you to class and making sure you check
figure it out.
Yeah.
They don't have the budget for that.
Right.
You know. So
put it this way: if them little schools wasn't on the Netflix series, they wouldn't have nobody there doing that either.
Right.
No.
And that's just me. Being that I went through the junior college ranks, you know,
right?
Ain't nobody doing it.
No,
because we had dudes go through the same thing. They come from big colleges and think because at big colleges they got that.
Yeah,
right.
Texas Tech, Texas, Nevada, so on and so forth. They got that.
Right.
They come to Arizona Western. They like, you ain't going to class.
Figure it out. You're a grown man, right?
Yeah.
You grown. So, So. Boom, dropped out of school, decided to start going to the workforce. I picked up a magazine. I'm going to the store I see out there in San Diego. They have the penny savers. Open the penny saver up and I see massage therapist, pharmacy tech, all the different degrees. I'm like, all right, school ain't for me, man. I got to figure out a way to get money.
Yeah.
The shortcut.
Right.
Me always thinking shortcut. There ain't no shortcut in life. No. I ended up going to school for massage therapy. I had to go to school.
Yeah.
That 9-month course is rough because it's a crash course on your anatomy, physiology.
Yes.
The whole function of the body you gotta learn in 9 months.
Yeah.
Because the work on the body you gotta learn about a lot. You gotta learn about energy transfer. You gotta learn about chakras and pressure points. And you gotta learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, knocked that out. Thank God. Like I said, my teacher was a cool dude. He was a sports guy. So I told my background, like, hey man, I gotta figure out how to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
At that point, I was already about to have a daughter. Already on the way. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to have a daughter. Yeah. I gotta figure something out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Quick. Yeah. Quick. I was already scared. I'm like, man, I don't want to know dad. I didn't have a dad. What am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So went into that massage for a couple years up there. It was definitely
good learning experience.
One of the things that brought me here today. So at the same time I was massaging, I was still training kids. Yeah. I've always trained kids. I was training Marcus Moore and all those dudes when they were babies. Yeah. Yeah. So Yeah, I was still getting that little tip, but I was doing like at the park like that, go early in the morning, late at night, whatever the case was. So we started to. Matter of fact, Pee Wee, Jose Salazar, he called me and he like, hey, it's a gym about to open up and I'm gonna be the manager of it. Come in and train. I'm like, I don't train, homie. I train kids on the side. I'm not a trainer. Yeah. In a gym, he like, man, come figure it out. Yeah. So, sure enough, he hired me, Charlie Moreno, Dre Haskins. Yep. Remember that. Bunch of us. Yeah. We young though. Yeah. We young. We don't know what we doing. We trying to figure this stuff out. We in there just taking the time because he said you can lift for free. Yeah. What? Okay, cool.
Oh, trust me. Yeah. They was all in there.
Right.
And so, all of them called me, hey, why ain't you here?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I left San Diego. Mind you, I'm still being a part-time dad. I'm not even a full-time dad.
You're still trying to figure things out.
Well, I'm trying to figure things out. Yeah. So my daughter and her mom were living down here. They would go up there. They would come up there sometimes. But on a Thursday night, I work Monday through Thursday, and I would come down here. Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday morning, I would get up, go to work. I was moving. Yeah. So when people told me, "Hey, the gym opening up," I was like, "Thank God, let's go." Yeah. So then my cousin like, "Hey, I'm opening a weight loss clinic up. We're gonna do all kind of different shots, and you can massage them." Yeah. So I'm working in the clinic, weight loss clinic. At the same time, I'm doing that in the morning, and like 3:00, I'll get the kids from daycare, and I go to Snap. Yeah. And work that. So, but mind you, I'm only training kids. I'm like, hey, don't give nothing else but kids, man. Yeah. I don't want nothing else. Yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking in my mind about when I got my leg, when I hurt my leg, and that facility was it was catered towards kids that were going through rehabilitation, whether it was SDSU, UCS, whatever the case, they were training kids to get back in shape and get back on their feet to play sports. Yeah. So, in massage school, I had wrote about how would you incorporate massage into your career? Yeah. So that was part of a project, and I had wrote about the gym. This tattoo right here, 760, I had that when I was like 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Never knew what it was. I just put that on my arm. 760. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So that's what I'm telling you. Things happen for a reason. Always. Bro, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because honestly, like, you know, when you mentioned that you had something in mind, opening up a gym. This was years ago before 760 Sports Academy, you know, came about. You know, I was like, all right, cool. You know. And then when you did open the doors and everything, you know, and you and Nadia and everything opened up those doors and walked in there, I was like, damn, he's for real. Right. Like, this dude is for real. Because, mind you, at that time, like, we barely started talking. We barely started to get to know each other and stuff, you know, because you were coaching the flag football and everything with Little Ant. And when I seen it, I was like, damn, okay. And right away, you had, like this you were like a magnet, you know what I mean? Everybody just kind of rolled in there because they knew what you were about.
Well, everybody know me for one reason. Everybody know me through sports. Right. If you didn't grow up with me on that side of the town, you know me through one thing, sports. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to just make some phone calls and say, hey, I'm doing this. Yes. So, but at the same time, I don't want to do that because the people, you know how friends are. When you do something new, friends are like, that's just Ant. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what I did the total opposite. Yeah. I didn't call them because I was already established. Yeah. Like now I'm established, come through. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And ironically, you know the first trainer I called? Benny. Is that right? I still got his shirt right now that he never came and picked up because he didn't work for me.
Is that right, Benny?
Yes, it's true.
Still, this is a fact.
Still got his shirt.
Actually, I picked it up.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I picked it up.
Okay. So
make sure you put Coach Benny on it.
Right.
The black polo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he did.
Yeah. This was inside of a pamphlet that when I started, me and Nadia started to figure something out because I was working at Alfred Distributing, and I hated my boss. Yeah. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was about to go there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be here right now if it was because he was doing things that, you know what I'm saying? He was being something that he shouldn't have been, and if we ever catch eyes, we might have to get there one day. So, she was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go get a building, and I'm gonna figure it out for you. And I'm like, no, you not. Yeah. Sure enough, we looking around, and she got a building. I was like, oh. What I'm gonna do now?
Yeah.
I can't work out, and then we ordering stuff, and it happened like that.
I remember.
It happened like that.
It was fast.
It was quick, in a hurry, and so when it happened, we just ran with it. So, and they happened to take off. But I always had in the back of my mind, like, this is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
This is supposed to happen because with everything I've been through in my life, it added up to this right here.
Yes.
It added up to that. So it was that's like anything else in your life, like you know how it go.
Yeah.
Everything that happens.
It's almost self-professed, bro, because that tattoo 760 that you put on there, who would have thought that this is what the Sports Academy was going to be?
Right. Tyrone had got a gun, you know, Ronnie. He had got a gun and was just tattooing us up.
Yeah.
And he learned on a lot of our arms.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Yes. This is his first work that he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look now.
Yeah.
He's killing it now.
He's killing it. Yeah. Joey's first tattoo, Ronnie did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did his whole inside of his forearm, man. One session.
I seen him go from in the apartment, going doing his thing, to just opening the shop. We all did the same thing. It was a bunch of us that entrepreneurs. My boy Jimmy, he was cutting hair. He was messing us up on the haircuts, and now look at him now. It was a bunch of us who kind of at the same time kind of just took off.
Yeah. Actually, now that you mentioned Ronnie, he's actually one of the guys I have in mind. I want to get him in here
He
and
got
get
a super
his
story.
Yeah, I want to get his story, bro. I love these stories, bro.
I don't know if he because he's not very vocal when it comes to around a big group.
Yeah.
But if he's up for it, I will vouch for his story because I know his story.
Yeah,
he got one.
Yeah. So and that's what I want to hear. You know, I like to hear people's background and their origins and how they got to where they're at right now.
Yeah,
right. You know, because I think like people need to know those things. You know, because they just say, "Oh, Benny, he's a referee." No, he's not just Benny the referee. Benny's now the head coach of California High School. You know what I'm saying? You know, Benny, like, hey, he had to have gone through somewhere, you know, to get to where he's at. Same as you, you know, and that's why, like, when I brought it up, like, to you, like, hey, I want to get you on, you know, like, yeah, you know, you and Nadi created 760 Sports Academy, but that's not where the story is. The story is right here.
No, you know? but the thing about 760 Sports Academy, it's not about me.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing I want to get to you about, because, like, and I see it a lot, man. I see it out there where, you know, like growing up, I've seen people like go and they pump their chest because there's an athlete that's coming up and going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, like, it's like, no, it's not about you. It's about that person, that athlete, and, you know, where they're going to go. You know what I'm saying? And where they're at. Yeah. And, like, a lot of people, you know, pardon my French, a lot of people fuck with you because you're a genuine dude. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, you're a genuine dude,
for the kids.
And you're doing it for the right reasons. You ain't doing it for any tap on the back or cloud or any of that. You don't do that. To this day, I've never seen you do that. You know what I'm saying?
What is clout?
You know,
that's it.
That's a fake. That's a generic emotion.
Yeah.
That's for yourself. That's patting your back.
Yeah.
That's like saying, look what I did.
Yeah.
We already lived our life. I mean, I'm 37 years old, man.
Yeah.
These kids are 7 years old.
Yeah.
Let's figure them out so they don't go through what I went through.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, every kid on our team can tell you my story.
Yeah.
Because I don't lie about it.
Right.
I tell you, hey, man, this is what happened. If you do this right here, you're going to be like this.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
And I can see you going down that route, man. So if you keep doing that, you're going to be like this, man.
Yeah.
And we ain't going to sit here and make like we perfect kids. Because everybody want to make it like this. They worry about people think about them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was a brilliant kid. No, you weren't. You were a kid.
You were a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't know nothing. If you did, you learned it from somebody.
Yeah.
Why you didn't give it back, though?
Yeah.
That information that you learned, you should have gave it right back. I'm giving everything I know back.
Yeah. No, and I see it with 760 Sports Academy. I see it with 760 Elite. Like, you know what? Like you're, how should I say that? It's very rare for a person like you that's like I said, a mentor, lifelong coach, a life coach that, you know, is doing it for the purpose of doing it and doing something good.
People are scared. People are scared to be positive because at the end of the day, what makes you popular? being cool.
Yeah.
So dare to be different.
Yeah.
Dare to be somebody who made mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dare to be somebody who show you mistakes.
Right.
Because then all of a sudden you're an alien out there because because everybody wants to be this perfect little angel.
Right. And none of us are perfect, man.
Find one for me.
Yeah. There ain't out there, bro. There ain't out there. Even to this day, like I find myself like, man, I'm still learning, man. I'm still, I'm 49 years old, and my life education is not stopping, because I still go through stuff, still gone through stuff, still make mistakes, still be like, damn, I still got certain regrets, and how could I have done this better? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's never gonna stop, man. But the only thing that we can do as fathers and adults is try to guide our kids not to make the mistake. Now, at one point, it's up to them if they want to listen or not.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because you can't force their hand.
Yeah. You
can only, give your opinions, give your advice, and if you want to take it, cool. If not, good luck. You know what I mean?
So I was watching a podcast yesterday. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of listening, and I'll sit there at night and I'll play video games. I'll play, MLB The Show, and I'll sit there and just listen to podcasts, and I listen to guys talking. One guy said something pretty unique last night. He said, as a father, or as a parent in general, but specifically a father, your job is to get that kid ready for all those life lessons, so that way when they leave that door and go out on their own, that's a true test to see if you did your job right. That's the test. Yeah. When they walk out that door, what kind of person are they? What kind of man are they?
Yeah.
What kind of does your daughter hold herself to go, no, I'm not falling for that. Yeah. My daddy didn't show me the game. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Does your son go, hey, I respect that's enough. Like, I'm not going down that road. You know what I mean? Like, my kids, I let them know, like, hey, I wasn't always perfect. I didn't always, walk around with a smile and have a coach and be a coach and look so hee ha ha ha. Like, no, your daddy had to fight every day walking home from school.
This is rough.
Every day.
This is rough.
If you walk down Hamilton Avenue, you were fighting every day. And I hate to make it a racial thing, but these are just facts. We had to fight, the Mexican West Siders every single day because they lived on West Hamilton, and that was the only way to get home was to go down Hamilton to get to where we lived on Hamilton by Stark Field. And
you kind of talked about that a little bit on the podcast.
And to get the pathway to get to the east side. But we weren't walking around, and that was their thing. Or walk around, go to the next block. I ain't going to the next block. Well, you gonna fight every day? Well, we just gonna fight every day.
We're fighting every day.
Until you get to a point where it's like, and this is the beauty of sports, is a lot of those dudes that we were fighting, right?
Come together.
You get to high school, and now we're teammates.
You're teammates,
And I still remember this, and I'll never forget it. Shout out to my dude Felipe Beltran. Me and him got in a fight in 8th grade, right? We had to plunge. He said some things, I said some things. So a couple of older homies was there, and they was like, hey, y'all got to get down. Yeah. We was like, cool, whatever. So we get down. Yeah. Right? This is a summer going into freshman year now. We get to freshman football practice. We look up. Who do we see? We see each other. Right? So we automatically looking at each other like, oh, it's funk. Yeah. It's funk on site. Right? So, we get to the locker room. You can tell it's like, say something. Yeah. Like, both of us are just waiting for the other to kind of step wrong, look wrong, whatever, right? Yeah. They made us partners.
No kidding.
They made us partners because you could feel the tension. Yeah. You could feel it.
Yeah.
So they made us partners. They said, y'all gonna be partners in everything y'all do until y'all get along. Yeah. And I'm glad that sports was a part of our lives, because Felipe to this day is somebody that I look at and I go, that's my brother, because we ended up going through so much shit together, and we became like great friends. We won a bell game together our senior year, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that will forever have us bonded. You know what I mean? And I mean, if it wasn't for sports, we would have never went down that road.
And I think that is so important, dude. It is especially organized sports. You know what I mean? It's so crucial, dude, to have that, because not everybody gets that, man. Like I think back and I'm like, had I been able to play organized sports as a kid, like my kids are coming up, would have my life been different? Absolutely.
Right.
It would have been a different path, because I know inside I always wanted to do it. I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that guidance, you know, and again, not my dad's fault or anything. It's just that it wasn't his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, had that been, you know, in my life at that time when I was a little kid, especially some of the stuff that I went through, man, who knows, man? Who knows, you know? Because I always felt like a kind of like a late bloomer going out through life, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say that, you know.
No, 100%.
You know, and
it's our story. It's your story. You can't be ashamed of it.
Yeah, it's just, you know, some things I'm thinking like, damn, I wish I would have learned this back then. Like, damn, why am I learning it now?
That old saying, if I knew then what I knew now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, we all be rich. You know what I'm saying?
100.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to touch on that whole thing about sports again, you know, growing up, you know, and we all know this, we all went to Central. You grew up and you were groomed. The people to the north, you don't like them.
No.
I don't like you as a person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, you don't even know these people.
Don't even know them. It's just,
I don't know you.
Yeah.
You just wear blue and gold.
Yeah.
So I don't like you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and fast forward, after I get out of high school, we get to college. Now look at some of my teammates. Some of my teammates is from Brawley.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm playing baseball with dudes from Brawley that I played against, and that we're competing against each other. But we competed so damn hard against each other. That we ain't got a choice but to respect each other now. Now we respect each other. I mean, Jacob Sanchez, Victor Montoya, Cesar Hernandez. You know what I mean? Bear. All these guys, like, we competed hard.
Yeah.
But now that we're grown, they're some of my best friends.
Yeah.
Like we see each other out in public, and it's, hey, I got you. I'm just nothing but love.
Yep.
It's nothing but love. Hey, because I know what your makeup is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for that sport, it would have. You know what I'm saying?
And who knows what could have happened?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think sports is a key component, man. A key component to growing and just getting yourself out there and expanding your horizons, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get out there, you never know who you're gonna play with. And now, see, it's a little different now. We didn't have all these travel teams and all that stuff, you know, that they got now. So all these kids is friends, and I'm, you know, in my mindset, I'm still like, man, you got a different color.
Right.
I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. We could still be friends after the game.
Yeah.
We could be cool afterwards.
Yeah.
But right now, during these 60 minutes or whatever this game is, we're not cool.
Yeah.
We're like you're trying to embarrass me, and I'm gonna try to embarrass you. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? But
I think we need more of a mindset of being able to work together rather than against each other.
Oh, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
They do. Now they do. It's been times where I'm in the gym and I got kids from Central, Brawley, Southwest, and Central all in the same building.
Yeah.
And I'm instigating my butt off. Because I'm trying to make it work. It's all love. At the end of the day, let's push each other to go harder.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I threw a 7-on-7 game in or tournament during Christmas. And they argued and fought the whole tournament, and I loved it. Because the build up towards the build game is going to be even more juicy because of that right there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, they're not us. They're not going to fight.
Yeah.
They ain't going to go throw blow at the party. They party together now.
Yeah.
High school madness. It's not going down like that.
No.
It's not going down like that at the frat house.
No.
Yeah.
And all the kids will tell you, hell, I'll instigate my butt off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Central, Imperial, Southwest, come in there together.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get him next year? Okay, get him in.
Yeah.
What number you tell me number you are? And they just, and I'm like, I love it.
I wish there was more of that as far as like working together, like, you know, even as adults, and like for example, like this podcast, right? You know, I've been wanting to do it for the longest time, but I just didn't have a direction and, you know, how to get started, right? Yeah. And it just turned out that one of my coworkers at work, that he works in a different department, turns out he's a DJ and he has his own podcast with another cat, right? Yeah. And I started chopping it up with him, and he's like, yeah, dude, you should do it, this and that. Just do it, you know? Yep. I go, yeah, but, you know, what do I need? And I procrastinated for the longest time. And he goes, look, man, he goes, I got a podcast. This is how we do it. He invited me over to his house. He showed me, you know, what equipment he got. He goes, oh, look, you can work with this. This will get you going. And we worked together. You know what I'm saying? And they helped me out. And it wasn't about, like, oh, you're going to get a... Oh, no, you don't want to do that. It wasn't like that. It was like he encouraged me. He guided me. He helped me. You know, shit, you know, they were on my podcast. I went on their podcast. You know, and that's like, we need more of that, you know?
See man, I'm going to just chime in. Because, like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts. You know, I listen to All the Smoke, The Pivot, things like that with former, you know, NBA players, NFL players, I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall and all them. And my biggest thing is, if we could just come together, like you were saying, right? But we're in such a small valley. Look, man, we could all eat. We can all eat.
Just
you know what I'm saying? At the table. Look, this podcast game, somebody could have this same setup right next door to your house. Hell, they could have it in another room in your house.
It's all love.
And it better be all love. But you know what I'm saying? We're so of that mindset that it's me against you, or mine has to be better than yours, or whatever. Nah, like, look, man, we're at that age now, or at that point in our lives where it's no more competitiveness, where it's I got to be better.
That's the insecurity.
Yeah, like how can we all eat? You know what I'm saying? What could I do to help your podcast get better? You know, and it's funny because him and I just had this conversation earlier today where, you know, I was like, look, if we could just make one big ass league from the Imperial Valley to where you could still have your Brawley, 760, El Centro, Hopeville, you could still have all of them. And you guys could all play each other maybe, you know, once, twice, whatever. I said, but the main thing is we going up the hill and we're going to go compete. We're going to Yuma, we're going to compete. We're going to India, we're going to compete. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And like I told him earlier, man, in this whole thing, all it comes down to is egos. Like, everybody got to get their ego out the way. That's like me, you know, getting into this head coaching space, and then all of a sudden, now that I'm a football head coach, I don't like Ricky Pena no more.
No, that's what happened.
I don't like David Shaw no more. You know, I don't like Haynes no more.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like none of these guys no more. I don't like Self and Brawley. I don't like none of these guys no more. That is just asinine to me. Hell, hey, if I'm competing against you, you damn right I want to kick your ass. You damn right I do. Because you better feel the same way. And if you didn't, I'm going to lose respect for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If we're competing, and this is something my dad instilled in me at a super duper young age. Like, he never let me win anything. And I'm talking, hey man, we could be sitting here trying to flip this bottle. And I'll flip it once, he gonna bloop, bloop twice. Hey, you know, my biggest lesson from him, we were playing poker. The first time I ever played poker, right? We've got real money. So we playing real money.
Oh, that's the worst.
Right?
So take your money.
Yeah, I win a little bit. I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Woo, woo. This dude come in, take all my money. After the thing was over, I said, hey, man, you gonna let me get my money back? And he looked at me, he said, hell no. He said, if you were the one, was you gonna give me my money back? Hey, and at that moment, I said, damn, you right. That's right. Like, if you're not willing to lose in a competition, don't compete. Flat out, don't compete. But me, I'm a competitor, man. I'm trying to win at everything. And sometimes I have been accused of being a little too competitive, you know, because it's like, it's not that serious, it's just a game. But it's like, no, it's for real. You're not understanding the mentality. If you have the mentality of, I don't give a damn what I'm doing, I'm not losing. You know what I'm saying? That's just a mentality you got to take in life. You know what I mean?
You have to.
You have to.
You have to do that.
Like,
you know what I mean?
You know, think about it. If I'm going in as a head coach now, if I just go with the mentality of, oh, well, hey, we're going to be good, guys. Good job. We lined up correctly. These boys ain't 7 years old. No. They're not 6 years old. These are getting ready to be grown men in the real world. You think somebody going to clap for them in the real world because they got up and went to work? That's what I tell my kids that all the time.
Hell no.
I tell my kids all the time. My two kids, my players. I said, look, ain't nobody gonna clap for you when you get up and go to work. I said, how many times have you clapped for your parent to get up and go to work to put food on the table for you at night? All you worried about is, I'm hungry.
No,
and you get food.
That's a good point.
You don't worry about how the hell they did it. You don't clap and say, hey, man, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. When you need something, you need clothes, you need shoes, you need money, you need whatever. You don't give a damn how they get it.
Yeah.
You don't clap for them.
Yeah.
So why the hell should I clap for you?
Yeah.
You know,
you're right, Benny.
Because when I first started coaching in Hopeville, it was, oh, well, you don't praise them enough. I said, first of all, I only praise one person, and that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I ain't praising nobody.
Right? Yeah.
I ain't praising nobody.
Yeah.
I said, if you do something spectacular,
yeah,
I'll be like, hey, damn, that was a hell of a play.
Yeah.
You field a routine ground ball at second base and throw it to first and get it out. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly.
What the hell I got you out there for if you can't do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like me giving my quarterback credit for receiving a snap from the center.
Right.
You're supposed to do that. You're the quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So you can't get credit for things you're supposed to be doing, man. That's like being a good dad. You can't get credit for doing that. Like I'm supposed to be a good dad.
Yeah, that is your job.
Yeah.
It is your job.
They didn't sign up to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's just another form of participation trophy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know,
don't get on that because I don't want no problems.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, my daddy didn't let us have participation trophies.
No, without a doubt. Second place, you still lost.
You're the first loser.
That's 100%.
You're the first loser.
My kids know that.
Hey.
Second place, they're gonna cry. That's another thing that I bring up because a lot of people they feel like crying is a bad thing. So me personally, I don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of people cry to quit. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
If you crying to grind harder, I love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because you're showing you care.
Yep. If you're not crying, that means you didn't give a shit.
Hey, that's part of being competitive, showing your emotions, man. I don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you crying? He crying because he cared.
Man, I cried.
He didn't cry to quit.
That's it. I cried after 3 Bell games because I was so frustrated, and I'm sitting there like, how the fuck can we do this, man? Like, how?
Listen, I cried after every game I lost my whole life.
Yep.
And anybody, my sister would say, she said he cried every game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just what it was. And you better not nothing about it.
Mm-mm. You believe it or not, one of the most, because I've been around a lot of different sports, especially combat sports. One of the most emotional, most sensitive guys that I've seen where they break down and cry are fighters.
Oh yeah,
fighters, bro.
Think about what they put into the training.
Yeah.
What?
They put everything into it. You done left everything out there. So guess what? They let everybody down and themselves.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. And that's not weakness.
No,
that's not weakness.
It's not weakness. A lot of people they're like, oh man, you're a fighter and you're crying. It's like, dude, you.
But look who's saying that, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the guy who's saying that.
The people that would never put in the time to do what they do.
They don't care.
And most of all, you could never get your ass in the ring.
No.
You could never strap it up on a varsity field.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that I shouldn't be crying after a game that we just lost.
Yeah.
Like, especially, so here's the thing. Senior year, we won the Bell game or whatever in Brawley. Okay, cool. We're crying. We're happy, whatever. I took the time because at that moment, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
I knew it was over. I hugged Cesar. I hugged Cesar Hernandez. I hugged Victor Montoya. A couple other dudes. Josh Wise, ironically, right? Mm-hmm. Josh Wise, Justin Sandoval. I took that time and I said, look, man, I understood it. I had been there 3 times. They had never lost the Bell.
Right.
They had it that whole time.
Yeah.
They just lost it. So they didn't know what that pain felt like. I knew what that pain felt like.
Yeah.
So in that moment, I said, you know what, cool. Like I understand what you're going through. I sympathize with you. I sympathize with you. I'm not mad.
Right.
But I sympathize with you.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm going to go enjoy this moment the same way y'all enjoyed it the last 3 years when y'all beat our ass. I'm going to go enjoy this one.
That's
part of competition. That's part of competition. You're going to lose and you're going to win. That's where you go.
You got to be willing. You got to be willing to put it all out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I tell all my teams, I'll never be mad if we compete and lose.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
That's what I tell my sons all the time. I go, look, man, go ahead and if you lose, you lost.
Yep.
But if you lost and you didn't try, shame on you, man.
Yeah.
Shame on you because you know what? You took that for granted and you didn't put it all out there for yourself and for the rest of your guys on the football field.
Correct. There's a difference between quitting.
Yeah, you know. I go, but
All we care about is effort. As a coach, all you care about is effort.
Yes.
Give me the best version of you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to be All-American. If you're not in your DNA, guess what? You can't be that anyway.
Yeah.
Give me your all.
And you've always said, like, hey, this stuff right here, this is just to get them ready for high school and for college.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this. Yeah, you don't want to say, oh, it don't mean nothing, because it does mean something.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, the X's and the O's, the wins and the losses, this is all to get you ready.
Hey,
I'm
going to tell you this is how I went. In Pop Warner football, I probably lost total of 3 or 4 games since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
We never lost.
Yeah.
We got to high school, we were horrible.
Yeah.
You think anybody ever asked me how to do an AYF or how did in Pop Warner? That didn't matter.
Just getting ready to say that. I've never heard a college coach go, hey, in your AYF years, how was your team?
Did not matter. Did not matter. We didn't beat everybody. Los Toros, Maria Mesa, Sam, whoever. We tore them up.
Yeah.
Cucamonga.
Yeah.
They ain't ask about that though.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
They don't care.
Nah. So that's the biggest thing, man. People get it mixed up.
Yeah,
all right, fellas. I told you guys, hey, we'll keep it short and sweet. Obviously, like when we're having a good conversation, this thing is like a time machine, man. We've already done almost 2.5 hours.
What?
It's genuine.
Almost 2.5 hours, bro.
Ooh, cut it.
Yeah. So and I
old timer gotta go.
And I just wrote down this stuff just an outline of questions, and I don't even think I asked you one of these questions out of any of this, man. To be honest with you.
Well, Benny rambled for 2.5 hours.
You know what? This was a big deal, man.
You know what, though? I'm gonna tell you the truth, though, man. I'm happy for my man.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that we're gonna go against him pretty soon, Danny, because I'm gonna make sure that our boys put Calipat on the schedule. So,
yes.
Come on with it.
Yeah. I need to tip. I need to, like we said, competition.
Yeah.
We need to tip my man roll.
I ain't running. I ain't running.
I love that both of you guys were here. You know what I mean? Because when you reached out, and first we're going to talk about the whole refereeing thing and all that, and it just went a whole different direction, because the next day I approached Ann. I go, Ann, I want to get you on the podcast. Would you want to do it? This and that. And then I go, Benny reached out, and we're going to talk about. He goes, talk about what? We'll talk about refereeing. Refereeing? He's like,
how do I fit in that?
He's like, Benny, I don't think Benny's refereeing anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I spilled the beans. On my bad.
Yeah, and I was like, he goes, don't say nothing though, and I'm like, why? What happened? Benny got a new job, and I was like,
Benny
what?
is on.
So luckily the next day it came out in the news. So I was like, well, cool, then we'll talk about that then. You know what I'm saying? Because I did want to talk about like a little bit, how I get into the refereeing association and all that. But I mean, we can, we got a little bit.
Get Gene on here then.
Yeah.
And I'll touch on it a little bit. In all actuality, all you have to do is reach out to one of the local officials. Anybody that officiates, anybody you see in stripes. Hell, if you could reach out to me, I can point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's literally as easy as going to a meeting, getting your name in the email train, and paying your dues, and then they do all the on-field training and things of that nature. They'll it's all hands-on. Of course you're going to get in the book, you will have to read and all that good stuff, learn your rules, and because it's not refereeing from the stands.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because up there you're looking at it through your heart.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you get on the field, you got to look at it through, okay, what's a foul, what's not a foul. Things of that nature. So if anybody that's listening to this podcast that sees this wants to reach out, feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I'll point you in the right direction and get you with the right people.
Because I've been hearing, in past years, that you guys are like,
we're super short.
And when they leaving, they super short.
Yeah, right.
Like me leaving was a big blow.
Yeah, because you definitely, we got to get more officials out there and all that,
And I'll be honest, nobody, the stigma is nobody wants to do it because nobody wants to get bitched at.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Nobody wants to be the one to get yelled at, but they want to be the ones in the stands doing the yelling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the ones on the sideline doing the yelling or whatever.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'll be honest with you. It's once you get into the association, you'll see it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
But I will say you have to have thick skin.
Right.
I say thick skin, little ears.
Yeah.
Don't have rabbit ears because coaches you're gonna have your say. You're gonna say that's horrible. That's this. That's that. Whatever. If I'm listening to you over there, I'm not focused on what I need to do here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm on the sideline, and that's where you all start. Everybody starts on the sideline. So I'm gonna be honest. Don't come out at freaking 65 if you can't get up and down the sideline properly. I'm just calling
no, for real. Yeah.
I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? So any youngsters that want to come out, you know, fresh out of high school or college or whatever, you looking for a way to get some extra change in your pocket or whatever. Yeah. Hey man, you start at the youth level. You'll get in, get your experience, you know, on-field training, things of that nature, and then after that, man, who knows where you can go. I started doing that. I started in youth league, you know what I mean? Yeah. Doing Pop Warner 6-7 games on a Saturday, you know, out there, you know, 120-degree heat, you know, with Gerald Robinson. Oh, my team's in all black. Can we get a extra water break? How you know? Like, Gerald, hell, I'm in all black every day. I ain't getting the extra water break. So,
no, it's all love.
Yeah,
man.
Of course,
it's all love.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to all the kids that's playing college ball right now. A lot of them is not getting the recognition they need. We got a lot of kids out there right now playing out there at a high level, baby. There's too many to name right now. We got a lot of them. We got some D1, D2, D3, junior college. They're everywhere right now. You have to go support these kids. And we got a lot of ones in high school next year, 2023, that's going to be in college. Please support these kids because guess what? They're putting on for the Valley. A lot of kids don't come home because we don't support them. We got to be able to figure out how to get these kids to come home with their degree and figure out how to fix the Valley.
That's it.
So we got to keep them in home. We got to keep them home. I'm tired of kids saying, "It's nothing for me down there." We got to make something for them down here. We got to support them and love them and genuinely care for them. Because at the end of the day, they are our future out here, man. So let's figure this out. It's a lot of them playing. It's a lot of not just football, but a lot of them playing softball. We even got a soccer player D1 nobody even know about. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of them. Baseball, whatever.
I'll say there's definitely a few in baseball that are playing.
See, and that was one of the other reasons why I wanted to do this podcast. Started because. For that reason, because I would see what you're doing out there. You open up your doors to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That door is always open. How many times have we been out there chopping it up because there's a kid working out and me and you, we're still chopping up at midnight. And it's like, all right, okay, you're done. All right, time to go. Dude, like, ask him. I don't know how many times I felt bad for keeping him there so late because he has his doors open.
Hey, that's normal life for me. In the summertime especially, I get there at 12 p.m. I don't leave till 11 p.m.
You know?
That's 100%.
And not to mention, you're running a youth football organization. You do coach your daughters in their sports, and I saw.
I don't coach them in sports. I support them in sports. I don't coach them in sports.
Man, I'm trying to learn softball. You give your tips.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn it because she's doing it.
Throw the hands. Get that top hand.
Exactly.
You know, and the thing, you know, like that's another thing is like, you know, I gotta give credit where credit's due that you have that door open and you're helping these kids. So I said in my mind, I'm like, well, what can I do if I start this podcast? Like, okay, why am I doing it, and who can you help to do, you know, while you're doing it?
100%.
You know what I mean? 100%. And I'm like, me, you know, I love stories. I love to hear everybody's stories. Everybody has a story. I got a story. I love to hear it, you know. But what I did notice is that there's so many athletes here in the Valley, not just football, but it you know, boxing, MMA, track, football, baseball, basketball, you name it. Hell, golf, I don't care what it is. But they're out there and nobody has put a face with a name. You know what I mean? And that's one of my reasons. And same thing with like businesses as well. But like with young athletes, like, you know, you guys are helping to get these kids out of here. Okay, what can I do? What can my part be? You know what I'm saying? And if I could get an athlete in here, you know, and let's talk. Tell me your story. What do you go through? Where do you want to be in life? And you know, what path are you taking to get there? Then if I could give a platform, that's my purpose. 100%. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's genuine, man. That's for me. You know, I mean, anybody could take it for what it's worth, but that's me being genuine because I see what you're doing, you know, and I'm like, you know what, that's, you know, I'm like, you know, how can I do something like that? You know, I'm not, you know, I can't open a gym. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Me talking and listening, chatting up with people, you know.
There's a lot of them that will come on.
You know,
if you let an invitation out, I got a line of them that want to come out. I know Bubba's did it. That was a good one. And a lot of them like, well, let me get my shot. They'll come up here.
Absolutely. And even guys w'ho've left.
Exactly what I'm saying. Because we got a couple stars right now, man. That's going. I don't want to mention one of them because I want to leave none of them out. So we got something coming. That's
you know, and I don't know all of them, you know, but I know name and I know you know people, but I know some of the dads, and I could reach out to some.
We got one leaving Saturday tomorrow. Matter of fact, in the morning to go to SMSU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is it?
Yeah.
His nephew, Lil Brian Martin.
Oh yeah.
Lil Isaiah. He going to SMSU Division 2. So that's just one of them. It's a lot of them that's handling their business right now. A lot of them handling their business, and they doing it the right way as far as in school and on the field. So I'm loving it right now.
And even like the athletes right now that are going into high school, that are leaving the youth program, that we're starting to see some stuff out there. I want to talk with them. You know what I'm saying? Because we can get the next super athlete out of here and not so much as that, but at least get a path to go to college, and who knows where they're going to end up.
We're going to get more than one, Danny. We're going to get a bunch of them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? What's this little boy's name? I think Rashawn Robinson.
Rashad Robinson is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
He's definitely a star in the making. They're going to hear about him probably in a couple weeks. They're going to figure him out. But Danny, the list goes on and on and on. We're finally catching up as far as sports, because we're as the coaches and trainers and the adults, we're figuring out how to get these kids there. We're getting them more exposed. We're taking them outside of the valley.
Yeah.
We're figuring out. We got to keep on pushing. We cannot stop.
No.
The city, what they do better than us is, like you said, Benny said earlier, they get along.
Yes.
They get along, they network for each other. We have a kid that's, let's say, for example, it'll be a kid in Brawley, it's because the rivalry goes on down here, we won't get the kid exposure. When the college comes down here, you need to understand that it's not just kids at one place, they're everywhere, so let's help each other out.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we are one. They don't look at us as El Centro, Imperial, but look at us as the Imperial Valley.
Yeah.
That's what they see. They don't see, when we say San Diego, we don't say El Cajon, or we don't say San Diego, we say we're going to San Diego.
Yeah.
But they look at us the same way. But they all figured out for each other. I got a boy, man, who coached at Crawford I played ball with, and he straight told me, he said, when a scout leaves Crawford, I tell them what they're looking for. I'm looking for a 6'8", a left tackle. He's over there at St. Augustine.
Yeah.
He ain't got to lie about where the kid is at. Down here, I don't know. You know where he's at.
Yeah.
Let's figure this stuff out as one unit, man. Because at the end of the day, and that's another thing that kills me about the Valley. We worry about IVL.
Yeah.
We worry about the small monuments. If you ask any kid from San Diego, what do you worry about? What they say? State.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to state.
The big show.
I'm trying to make a state run.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling our kids at the youth level. Stop worrying about winning our little conference, man.
Yeah.
It's the reason let's win California-wide.
Yeah.
We're winning nationals, man. Stop worrying about winning against Coachella and bro. No respect to them, but I'm saying, stop worrying about small stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's bigger stuff out there. And I know Benny think about the same thing. Benny ain't talking about, he want to beat Hopeville, he want to beat all these local teams, but Benny trying to get up there.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be like.
And these are the teams you have to go through to get there.
Exactly.
You have to. So you have to talk about
100%.
You have
stop being small-minded.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. You gotta first of all, people need to understand, like you said, in San Diego and LA and things like that, like, people are putting each other on. Like, they don't care.
Yes, they are.
They do not care if you went to my rival high school or whatever. Man, look, and I'll be honest, me personally, I've experienced it in our baseball programs out here. Like, we have a IVBN game, right? Cool. They'll come out. We'll have a so and so come out. We'll have them come look at us. Southwest just held a camp last year where we had athletes go out there. Didn't matter what school you were from. You went out there. You threw. We had some college coaches out there.
Yeah.
It was like a workout for a college team. You know what I mean? And it's just in baseball, because baseball is hard enough to get into regardless. Baseball is probably one of the hardest sports because you're not just competing against people from the United States.
Yeah.
The world.
You're competing against people from
other
around
countries.
the globe.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cuba.
Dominican Republic.
Right.
Where you got to understand, like when I went to college to play baseball, I went to Payne College in Augusta, Georgia, HBCU. I got there and I walk up to, some brothers at the table and I was like, hey man, what's going on, man? Didn't speak a lick of English.
He wasn't no brother. He's a brother.
Papi. Hey, coño.
Papi, ¿qué quieres, papi? ¿Qué es esto?
Coño, And they're looking at me like, I don't know Shane. And I'm like, damn, right? So the little bit of Spanish I had from being in the Valley, I'm trying to figure out how they speak Dominican. And, it's a little bit different from Hispanic Spanish or whatever, but, you kind of figure it out. So I was the bridge between the brothers that didn't speak no Spanish to the Dominicans when, I was that guy. And I'm like, hey, dog, like, y'all got to figure this stuff out, man. But I say that to say, you're not competing against just people from the United States, man. Yeah. Like, I never would have thought, if I never would have went to college, I would have kept that small mindset of, oh man, I just got to beat these people out here in the United States. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to college. Like, even to get into college, you're competing against dudes from the Dominican, from Puerto Rico, from
hungry,
because that's all they have.
That's all they have.
That's all they have. They don't have moms and dads that got good jobs. They got to get out so they could be the one to feed their family and create that generational wealth. So that way their kids and their kids don't have to go through that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
no, it's the grind, man. The grind is it's gonna it's gonna make you sharp. It's gonna make you tough. You know what I mean? No, for sure. But yeah, man. So, man, I almost feel like we barely scratched the surface and all this stuff, man. So later on, bro, we need to get together, do this again. You know what I'm saying? If you got somebody, you want to bring in and talk to,
a couple that want to come.
Yeah. Let's bring them on. And again, like I said, even coaches, bro, even other coaches that if they want to come in and talk about their program, like you did today, you're starting a brand new program all over again, And I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give somebody a platform. They want to come talk, and remain positive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of all the negativity stuff and all that. It just brings you down, and it'll affect your well-being, being negative and all that shit. I've been through.
You got to walk around it.
Yeah, you got to walk.
You got to walk around it. Don't go and say what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? It's different paths.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
And not everybody's journey is the same. Man.
No,
and that's not one that's the same.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of life. Just like how you could be in a room full of people, don't nobody have the same fingerprint.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody's story the same. Yeah. Yes, we can sympathize with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I may even empathize with you. See how I did that? See, let me break it down for you. Empathy, I ain't been through what you've been through, but I could feel sorry for you. Sympathy, I've been through what you've been through, so I know that pain. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people get those two things confused, man. You gotta understand that not everybody's story is the same. Nobody's story is the same.
No.
You know what I mean? So just like me as a coach, I can't approach you the same way I approach him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him, I could tell him, man, get your fucking head out your ass, man. Come on. I may have to be like, hey.
No, you know what? Hey, trust me, we're here, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's coming from, depending on the person, especially like you, knowing you even more now.
Oh, yeah.
If you came at me like that, bro, I know it's love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? You're going to put me in my place.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And if I see something, hey, Benny, you know what? Man, you fucked up on me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
For sure. And I expect the same thing from man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't I don't trust just anybody with my kids.
100%.
Dude, this man right here,
100%.
mentor, you know what I mean? And there's only a very few guys that I could say, friends that I could say I trust them with, to help guide my kids.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It's very few. There's very few, Not that I don't fuck with everybody. Hey, man, it's all love, but, it's a small circle that I have that confidence and trust.
That's a precious thing. That's the most precious thing you could ever touch is my kids, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's the most precious thing you could ever touch of mine.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And my kid, hey man, my kids will tell you, my kids gonna come before everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I've done, bachelor's degree, master's degree, teaching credential, all this stuff that I'm doing. Yeah. This is all so that way they ain't got to go through that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that way they don't have to go through the same struggle, man.
So with that said, Ant, 76 Soul Sports Academy, how long has it been in operation now?
We've been 4 and change, something like that. 4 and change.
Right,
we rolling. We rolling. We trying to expand, get bigger. We trying to figure this out for the babies, man. I'm trying to keep them in the building as long as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be in there for an hour. I want them to be in there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I'm trying to get them away from our distractions as much as possible. So we coming.
So you're. I mean, it's almost looking like you're gonna have to get a bigger place pretty soon. Man.
Everything I'm falling into place. Like I said, man, I just take it one day at a time. Man. I don't worry about things like that.
Yeah.
It always. Yeah. Like I said, when COVID came, everybody thought we was gonna be done. We got bigger.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying. So it's one of those things where, and like I said, I worked through COVID. I worked in my garage.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying to you. I got my dumbbells, my little cap machine that Joey didn't gave me.
Yeah.
Some more stuff, and we rolled through the garage, man. I didn't let the kids stop because I knew. Now I didn't work with the babies because I was like, they're a little more, because I knew deep down. Why we had that group with Jordan Reed and Lil Brian Martin, all those guys. I was like, damn, if football start, I need them to be. And I was really looking out for Jordan because I was like, this kid, man.
Yeah.
I knew what I was seeing. I'm like, I'm seeing this little boy, man, and I'm like, damn. Everybody said, because when we first got Jordan, everybody was saying he's a crybaby, he's too soft. He's not this, not that. He was total opposite of that.
Yeah.
Now he might have grew out of it before he got to me.
He definitely grew.
Yes.
Yeah. He definitely grew. I remember Jordan when he was a little kid.
Yeah. So we worked through COVID, man.
I love you, little cousin.
And he's proving everybody that you know what I'm saying, that he is who he's supposed to be.
Yeah. So. No. I hope
now he's becoming a man now.
Yeah, he becoming a man, man.
Like, you have no idea how many times I talked to my little cousin. So out of my family, my grandfather didn't go to college, my dad didn't go to college, my uncle didn't go to college. They all went straight to the pros. Right. I was the first one to go and do that whole college thing and play at the college level and all that. Yeah. So when I came back, I'm giving game to my little, the same way that I got game from him about junior college. He told me it's a business. You gotta understand. They're gonna do scholarships, all this. They're paying for your schooling. They're gonna do whatever they need to do to get, you know what I mean, to get the best out of you or whatever.
Figure it out.
So you know, when I came back and I experienced it for myself, I'm letting my little brother know. I let AJ know, hey, these are the landmines you need to avoid when you go and play basketball in college. I told Janisa the same thing at UNLV. You know what I mean? She called me for some advice the other day, and I told her, I said, look, at the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta make sure the business ain't work for you.
100%.
You gotta make sure the business ain't work for you. I said, it ain't about what's in your heart. Because what's in your heart's telling you, oh man, I want to be here. I said, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your business. I said, because you are your own brand, you're your own entity. I said, so if you're not going to take care of your own entity, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because the colleges, let's just call it what it is. Colleges are going to do whatever they're going to do for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, let's look back, the 15 years to when Reggie Bush was playing. Reggie Bush is playing. Hell, you see number 5 jerseys everywhere. Reggie Bush, they stripped that man of his Heisman, which I will say it on this podcast, that man need to get his Heisman back.
He does.
You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, that man taking, his parents getting money or whatever. Come on, man. We all done seen it. We been down that road.
Oh,
we done seen.
That's a whole other podcast.
We done seen dudes walking in and you like. How the hell you?
And Reggie didn't need the money. He had to raise him growing up. Reggie's parents were well off. Yes, he was not a broke kid. So that's a whole different thing.
But I say that to say this, man. You got to take care of you at the end of the day. Because if you don't take care of you, ain't nobody else gonna do it.
No, for sure. No, I damn well sympathize with that one. Because it is a business, and these kids are out there. Yeah, they're getting their education, but damn, without those kids, those stands are not going to be full.
Nah,
okay,
you're not bringing in, umpteen $1 million every Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, besides that, they get paid for the student anyway for just enrolling at the school.
Yeah,
bingo.
So you got to understand, but at the same time, though. They got 1,000 kids waiting to get your spot.
That's the other thing.
So let's keep it real. It's a win-win for both sides. Whoever exactly. So you get a degree, you get a life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
get everything you can out of that degree.
Right.
All right, fellas. Well, with that said, man, good luck, Benny.
I appreciate it, man.
New head football coach for Calipatra High School.
I appreciate that.
I know you're going to do big things, man, because I could tell, you've been raised right. You have a good mentality. You've had your life experience, and now you're ready to take the next step and pass this on to your players, to your students, and not just a coach, but a teacher. You're going to get your teaching degree and all that, and that's huge, man. That's huge because you're going to pass your knowledge, and those life experiences to those kids, coming up, man.
I appreciate that.
And Coach Anthony Hellum, you're doing big things with the business, with the 760 Sports Academy, with your youth organization of football, and you're doing it for the right reasons. And I truly believe if you're doing it for the right reasons, your longevity, it's gonna be there, it's gonna last, and it's gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? People who I think do stuff for the wrong reasons, shit just doesn't work out, man.
It'll fizzle out.
It'll fizzle out. You know what I mean? I really believe that the universe has its own way of working things out.
Yeah.
And last couple questions. I always want to ask this. Okay, your favorite combat sport?
Boxing.
Who's your favorite boxer?
Oh man, Mike Tyson is my number one boxer because I grew up in the era where he was putting him to sleep. So. Yeah, but Floyd is my new age. But you know, I grew up watching heavyweights. Yeah, so I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? George Foreman and down there Holyfield and Mike Tyson and
Lennox Lewis.
I'm trying to have a heavy hand like Tyson. I don't want to turn down with you too long.
No. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Let me get a prediction then out of you right now. Is that you know? Andy Ruiz versus...
I got Andy for sure because you talking about skill versus power, and at the end of the day, Andy got way much more skill than Ortiz. Like, you got to understand, like, Ortiz is a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He's more physically imposing, but Andy's a fucking boxer.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't even, like, I get it, everybody say, that dude's not fat.
He ain't fat.
He's a thick dude, and he got handles.
Yeah.
Hey. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to fight that motherfucker with you.
I'll tell you what, I grew up with Andy.
Oh, did you?
I grew up with Andy.
Oh, all right.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Andy is a new age Mike Tyson. Look at his body movement. Look at how he come through, and he will sleep your ass. So I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I think us as the Valley once again are being haters towards our own guy.
I seen it be done for free. That's all I'm gonna say is I've seen it been done for free.
Yeah.
So now that he getting paid to do it, man, get your money, dog.
Yeah, that's
Go
right.
do what you do, brother.
Yeah. No, I'm always gonna ride with that, especially not, I mean, he's a local boy and everything. He's from the Imperial Valley. Yeah. I'm always gonna ride with him because he's one of those a true underdog story. We know that why Joshua they picked him because they said, you know what, this Mexican ain't gonna do nothing against. You know what I mean?
Night.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I like Anthony Joshua. I think he's great. I think he's good for the sport. You know, he
fits the mold.
Yeah,
but he's not a very good boxer.
Exactly.
I'm not even a big boxing fan. I mean, I know the question was getting ready to come to me next. I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I'll tell you what, if I did have to pick, like you said, Tyson, I grew up like I'm not too far. He's 37, I'm 33.
Yeah. Right.
So Tyson was, Tyson was my guy.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Hey, I mean, you get ready all day. You sitting there, 15 seconds. Yeah, and you talking about it till today.
You better have your food before the fight starts.
Yeah, till today. Yeah. Think about that. You're still talking about something that took 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Today, that's crazy.
No, he was definitely
crazy.
You know, he's definitely something special. You know what I mean? Because we never seen anything like that before. You know what I mean?
He was so mental with his game. He beat you up before the fight even started.
Oh man!
And the weigh in, the press con, he already didn't told you up.
Yeah.
He already threatened your mom and your kids and everything else. So I'm going to the fight like this dude don't
children.
care. Yeah, like what? Like what? He don't care about human life. So I'm gonna fight this man.
Yeah. There's nothing scarier than a person that has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Man.
And that dude has an awesome story too because you see him now and man,
he ain't crazy.
No, he's not.
He's not crazy. He played the part.
He's not.
No, and then he's smart, dude. The dude reads a lot, man. He can tell you everything about history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I just got that. Matter of fact, if y'all ever watch podcasts, go watch The Pivot.
Yeah.
The Pivot is with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder.
Yep.
I mean, they have some awesome people on there. They had Mike Tyson on there a couple weeks ago.
I watched it.
When they had Mike Tyson on there, and so just listening to the stories and you know all that, man, it just bro. No. They had Floyd on there. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, he's for sure. You know, in my top 5 for sure.
Oh yeah.
And, okay. How about MMA fighter?
I'm not big on him. You know, last time I watched MMA was when I used to watch. What's the word from Brazil name?
But there's a few of them.
Which one?
Andy Silva.
Anderson Silva. Yeah.
I used to watch him like Bones Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not too big on MMA because I don't got the wrestling background. I don't know jiu-jitsu and kung fu, so I really never get into it. But I'll sit down and watch it. It's definitely more to the sport than boxing. I mean, both sports is killer, but it seems like it take more. It's more goes into MMA without a doubt. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. It's just the incorporation of all the different disciplines in there. That's what's the beauty of it. Because when you see it, and people will sit there and watch it, and they're like, "Oh, why are they wrestling? Why are they on the ground?" It's like, no, you don't know what's going on right here. You know what I mean?
It's going down there.
I trained MMA with Pee Wee Salazar for about a week.
I did too.
Changed my life. I had a whole new respect for what they did.
Betty, let me ask you a question because I always wondered.
Go ahead.
Okay, did you ever go to the National Guard Armory to go work out there one time?
Yep.
You did. I knew it was you.
Yep.
I knew it because I remember this football player came in, this big dude, and I think we even rolled together.
We did.
Yeah. And
before
I was
knew
like,
who you were.
Yeah. I think we even rolled together. And I remember somebody said, "Hey man, this dude's gonna be here, but he doesn't want his grandfather to find out."
Oh, that was Benny.
Yeah. And I was like, "Who's his grandfather?" He's all some dude named Lefty. It's like, oh, okay, you know. And so that was your heart. I told Danny about that one time. I wonder if it was Benny.
Yeah, they didn't like that too much. they knew that I was going to work out. I didn't tell them what I was doing.
Yeah,
they just knew I was going to work out. Because they didn't.
Benny was strong, dude.
Oh, you're strong, dude.
Oh, don't let him get on top of you because you weren't gonna get him off.
I put all this on you. It's a wrap.
Yeah, but it was a different type of training, different type of workout, huh?
Yeah, I threw up. Remember, I went outside and threw up that day. I still remember that. And I gave up all my insides.
Yeah,
all of them.
I was like, and we used to love that when you guys would come in. It's like, come on in, let's get this
break down.
It's a whole
welcome to my world.
Hey, it's a mental game. Like, MMA. I mean, I don't really, like he said, I don't really watch too much MMA. You know, I may watch a pay-per-view here and there. You know, obviously I watch the big ones, Conor McGregor and you know, but my guy, I like Nate Diaz.
That's my guy.
I deal with him too.
Nate Diaz, and then there's another. Oh my gosh, it's gonna bug me. He just fought this past pay-per-view fight, the American, the one that lost. He lost. Oh my goodness.
He just lost?
Yes.
Oh shit. Do you know
him and Diaz had battles? Oh my god.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
It'll come to you.
It's gonna bug the hell out of me.
No, Nate Diaz, he's my guy too, man. Because he's just one of those, like, he's a fighter's fighter.
He's a fighter.
You know what I'm saying? That's a dude that like a regular dude.
He just squab in the bar.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't see him in the suits or any of that shit. You see him in his t-shirts, jeans, and Vans, man. Just a regular dude.
But I like Cowboy too.
Yeah.
What's Cowboy's name?
Yeah, Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
He's smooth.
Yeah.
I like Anderson Silva, like he said.
Yeah.
Adesanya, is that how you say his name? Don't get me wrong, I like his fighting style, I like how, but I just don't like all the other shit. That's just not me.
No.
All the dancing,
the extra stuff.
Hey man, look, just get in there, put your hands on him, knock him down, or but I'm a big Daniel Cormier.
DC,
He's nice.
I like him because he's a wrestler, and I like wrestling. You know what I mean? And dude, you know what I mean? He might come back. They're talking about he might come back, but he might come back a light heavyweight.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, he might come back.
I'll be honest with you, man. Since I've been in Holtville the last 4 years, it gave me a whole new respect for wrestling. Yeah. Because I went in that wrestling room and watched them actually get down. Yeah. I said, I see why these boys in here win the state.
I got to wrestle one time at 5 years old. Yeah. I knew right then and there, that shit's different.
Yeah. Yeah, man,
it is. You gotta be wired different, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna shout out Donovan Johnston for he going to college. You know what I'm saying? He got a wrestling scholarship, man. Hey, Donovan was part of my first group that I had. When I got to Holtville, he was a freshman when I first started. They just graduated now, so that was the first senior group that I graduated that only had me as a head coach. They always gonna have a special place in my heart. But hey, man, shout out to him for going to do his thing. Rafael Espinosa, Jr. Gerwall, you know what I mean, Spencer Hill, Ficker, Eddie Marino, all these dudes. These are my guys. I love them all to death, man.
And his dad, CJ, he's a cool dude, man. That's a good person.
CJ will wrestle with you right now. This day.
Oh yeah,
he'll get on the mat with you right now.
Yeah, no, he's a good coach. He's a good person, and I've always liked Holtville and their program. They like the wrestling program. They got a good thing going over there, man. It's tradition over there. It's a lifestyle over there with the wrestling program. I got some of the, like Eladio Castro. He was one of my guys too. Coming up with in MMA. And he's a wrestler from over there, you know what I mean? Sure. So I got love for Holtville for sure. Yeah, man. But dude, I'm gonna get you guys out of here. Yes, sir. We already did almost 3 hours. But with that said, I always like to give my guys a parting gift. You guys could stick it in your drawer and all that. Doesn't matter. You guys don't have to wear it. It's just something to show appreciation and love. XL.
Yeah, I'm gonna excel.
2?
I'll make it fit.
Yeah, you make it fit.
It'll be somewhere around the house.
Yeah, hey, bro. Like I said, it's just something, you guys ain't obligated to wear it, whatever.
This from Driscoll's, huh?
No, actually, I got a guy down south.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. They got the good.
They got it's the first edition. If you open it up, you see it in the back.
Okay, let me see.
Okay. You got the mic in the front.
Hey,
EazyDpodcast in the back.
I mean, I see with the colors. I'm gonna wear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I don't know how much longer I'm gonna give them out. I might,
start selling them on. You ready?
I might, put them out. Whoever wants one. But my guess, they'll get one. I don't know at what number I'll stop giving them out. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe if I hit, I don't know, episode 100.
I was about to say 100. That was the number in my head right now, man. I promise you.
Yeah. So we're at 7 right now. So we still got a lot of work ahead.
I want to get Danny because a couple kids said they'll come on if it's a group of them.
We can do that.
It's a little rough.
Well, we got 4 mics. I got 3, right? Mm-hmm. But when Bubba's was here, his dad sat over there and he chimed in a couple times. I don't know if you could hear him.
A little bit.
We could definitely do something. We could work it out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There are some kids that definitely want to come on here.
Yeah. Even if we gotta, put them where they're sharing the mic, and the mic sits in between, we can do that too.
They'll feel comfortable like that, man.
Yeah.
I wanna just like these kids because, like I said, this is the valley is we getting there.
Yeah. No, my doors are open, bro, and it doesn't matter where they're from, dude. Yeah. For me, it doesn't matter, dude. You know what I mean? Shit. Because it's not about you're from there, you're from over there. No, hell no. It's about the kid. No, we're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I got love for all these kids, man. My kid right now is trying to do his thing up, at San Jacinto College right now.
He's gonna do it. He is gonna do it.
Yeah, and he told me it's different, man. He goes, everybody's good.
Junior college is Division 1.
It's a real game.
See, that's what I want you to clarify because a lot of people when they hear JUCO
is. Let me explain JUCO to everybody because you're right.
Yeah, like we're gonna get it mixed up. I'm a second everything that he's saying. By the way,
junior college is either you were under recruited or undersized or just did not have grades to go anywhere Division 1.
100%.
Or any kind of division. So when you get there and you have D1 kickbacks, you have guys that are maybe a little bit shorter. They didn't get recruited, but they're dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the guys who are 24 years old, went to the military for 4 years, but they're coming home to play now.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the grown man body, grown man mentality, and it's a doggy dog world, man.
Yeah.
If you make it out of there, you are definitely ready to play.
Yep.
Right on.
Straight up. So
100%.
People do get it mixed up. They think JUCO is the lower level of playing. Put it this way: if a Division 2 played against a JUCO, they would have problems.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Straight up.
See, and that's what I want kids to hear, especially somebody from you, Benny, that have been there, that don't get discouraged on, I didn't get into a D1, D2, I'm not going to go to school.
Well, our kids now are figuring out that it's more levels to play than Division 1. We all tell our kids, listen, it's normal. We tell our kids at a young age, you're going D1.
Yeah.
In our reality, they might end up D2, D3, NAI, and it's all love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you want, let's say you do have an opportunity to go to the NFL. Look, the center from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look where he's from, Pueblo, Division 2.
Is that right?
Yeah, where Tadeo Campbell and George Tarango went. That little boy's from right there.
Wow.
So it's levels for everything. NAIA always been getting kids in the NFL. So that's it's just people don't understand it because we're always taught to go Division 1.
Yeah.
Nah. Listen, Division 1 is for a special kid who's polished up out of high school.
Yeah.
Everybody don't come out of high school weighing 220.
Royce Freeman.
Yes. Some kid late develop. Some kids come out of high school weighing 175. They got to take a couple years of weight room to understand how to get with 195. So they're to go a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the thing is, I don't know if they don't go because they're looking at it. Oh, I failed because I didn't get in. And I don't think that should be the mentality. The mentality
you have to be educated.
Yeah.
What it's coming down to is us as adults have to explain to them that it's not all about Division 1.
Yeah.
There's levels to it. I know kids who went to the same school, one Division 1 and one goes Division 1 AA.
Yeah.
The kid that went Division 1 is a little bit better out of high school, but the kid that go Division 1 AA going to the NFL before the kid that won Division One.
Yeah.
So because what happens is they get reps at the Division One AA, but other kids that sit behind 5 stars and don't get an opportunity.
Yeah.
So you got to go where you're most wanted at.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like if you, it's one of those things where we have to educate these kids because they get confused.
Yeah.
They get confused because we always tell them you're going D1, so we as parents are brainwashing our kids for failure.
Yeah. Because I've seen kids, man, that went to all these camps. When my boys were in high school, they went to all these camps, and parents put down money, man, to get them, to go to get them the exposure. And because they didn't get a D1 offer, it had to be a D1. They decided not to go to school, and it was like, dude, like, why, like.
Look, man, this is the best way I explain this. So, I got $10. I only give you $3.
Right.
You gonna think that, oh man, you didn't give me shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Put that in the terms of baseball. You go 3 for 10, you're batting 300. You're in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Think about that.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's true. It's all about the way you look at it. Yeah, how you? Yeah.
I even explained that. Hell, I explained that to my kids at home. I'm like, look, man, you looking at this $3 like it's only $3.
The Valley's uneducated on everything when it comes to college. That's what it is. We're behind the curve when it comes to things like that because people, like I said, if a kid from Imperial is going to make it out, the kids over here won't tell them that they're doing a good thing if they go division a lower level. Yeah. They kind of keep the secret so the kid won't end up going. I know you're talking about a couple of kids that could have went on lower level. They was like, nah, I ain't going to play no more.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I've seen it in baseball.
Get that piece of paper. Yeah. Because when they get stuck out here, they're going to end up with a dead-end job.
Yep.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you can go play, you can still do what you love for a couple more years and come home and bring your talents back home. And make more money.
And make more money. Yeah.
And the most important thing that these kids are failing to realize out of this, and this is something that as adults and as parents, as coaches, that we need to express to them is you're getting an education. You're getting an education. And I know my grandmothers and my family told me, I'm pretty sure his grandmother, they all from the same hood and all that, so they said all the same thing, and I'm pretty sure your family told you as well. Look, I don't care what you do. You could be the best football player in the world, but you could blow your knee out and never play the same 100%. Way again. But what you got up here, they can never take that away. That's why I tell my kids all the time, man, knowledge is power. I don't give a damn. Just like my oldest son, we had this conversation earlier at the academy. Why ain't he playing football? He big. Why ain't he playing baseball? And he said, I don't want to. Like, I want to be, I want to be an engineer. I want to be, I want to build computers. I want to do this. I said, man, I don't give a damn what you do. You're going to do something. Right. But even if it's not sports, you're going to do something. You know what I'm saying? And it's a matter of letting them understand, like, look, you don't have to be in sports to be successful. Sports is just an avenue. You know what I mean? Sports is a tool that we use. As long as you get your education,
that's what matters.
That's key. Because knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. You know what I mean? We go to school. Think about all the money and all the shit that you spend on going to school, man. Like for what? For a piece of paper. That piece of paper don't make you a great teacher. I could take coaching classes. That don't make me a great coach. Right. I could be a great coach on paper, but not know how to communicate with somebody. We've all had coaches like that. They just don't know how to communicate. They're not people persons. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, knowledge, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to talk to that kid that's from the hood, knowing how to talk to that kid that's coming from higher, learning or whatever the case may be, knowing how to be a chameleon and talk to all these kids and get them all to see one goal. That is power in my mind.
Well, good deal with that, man. So again, man, you guys did me the honor of being on my show, bro. I really appreciate it. And the door's always open. So, and let me know wherever, Benny. You guys, let me know. Door's open, and we'll get them on the platform, and just let the kids talk.
For sure. All right. So I want to get this out there before we end, man. One more. I want to say, I appreciate you letting us on your podcast, man. This is a safe space, man. This is something that more people need to do. Get the word out there and let people tell their stories. Let me, let him.
I'm not doing more podcasts.
but in all actuality,
you're gonna get hit up.
But in all seriousness, though, let us speak for ourselves. Let's not have the narrative out there for everybody in the town speaking for us and telling us, oh, well, Aunt doing this, oh, Benny gonna do this, oh, this is happening over here. we'll tell you the story. All you got to do is ask the question and let us speak. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for having us on. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you reached out, brother.
You know what?
It made me feel good.
And I'll tell you what, man. I'm happy for what you're doing, man. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And God bless you and whatever else you got going on in your life.
Brother.
And Ant, my dude, I know I don't say this very much, but I'll say it in front of the world right now, man. I appreciate what you're doing. What you're doing is bigger than anything else, and I know you're not gonna take the credit because I'm like that as well.
He never will.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Look, what you're doing for these kids is something bigger than any sport could ever be in life.
We're not doing enough.
I agree.
We gotta do more.
When
I say we, I mean we as everybody.
I agree with you 100%. But just let me give you your flowers, because we don't do that enough. That's one thing we don't do enough is give people their flowers.
You're right. I don't need them.
I don't care. You're gonna accept these.
Here we go.
But I will say, you know what? Hey, man, what you're doing for real with your academy and you, Nadia, everybody that's behind the scenes and things like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, man, it's a blessing, man. And God bless you and everything that you got going on in your life as well. And let's all just continue to grow and make a better place for these kids.
We're going to figure it out.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's it. The EazyDpodcast comes to an end today.